Welcome back to the Foul Line. I'm your host, as usual, Connor Black. With me, as always, Wyatt Hall.
Yeah.
And with us, as always, the Nicholas.
Yep.
And we got a special guest today. We down here in San Antonio, made the trip. We finally got him on. The man of the hour, Brandon motherfucking Ryan.
Watch your profanity. Watch your profanity.
I'm happy to be here.
You're what? Happy to be here. I thought you said something about beer. I was like, oh, happy to be here. Yeah, I'm happy you're on, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. We said this. So for context, anybody watching this, we filmed my podcast first, which is gonna go up like in 2 weeks or like a week from now. We try to on my podcast we try to stay away from like the NBA stuff because I wanted to come on here and do this. We started.
We couldn't escape it.
He's a fucking bum. That's why.
He's a Spurs fan. That's why.
I'm a Spurs fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
background about me.
That's how it is.
From South Texas, Spurs fan. So I think the Spurs and the NBA is the only team and the only league that I will like watch and actually like enjoy. NFL I'm not big on. I'm getting more into NHL, bro. Hockey's so entertaining for no fucking.
Shout out the Stars.
You're allowed to fight.
Yeah, that's cool.
shit.
And then so I'm getting more into it because I'm doing it, but I'm more into boxing now.
I was about to say, you're boxing, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
But
a powerlifter, strongman, boxing, CrossFit.
jack of all trades over here.
Yes,
Too bad
sir.
he's not a hooper.
Yes, sir. It
I
says
can
who?
admit, me. I say that. I can look at you and be like, "You're not a hooper."
You haven't seen me play?
I don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I can literally look at somebody and know if they're gonna be decent or not.
Right now, by looking at me, we haven't talked about this, by the way.
Okay.
By looking at me, what's my style of play?
But your style, probably like a fucking football, like a bodybuilder. You're gonna play like a fucking bodybuilder.
Like what?
You're gonna fucking.
Strong your way through it.
Appreciate the compliment, but no.
Hey, you a shooter? No, he ain't. With your big arm, you're throwing that ball over the goal.
No, like I don't. We're just.
That ball is going over. The ball's going over the
I
goal.
will guard anybody.
Listen, I'm your 1 in 100 chance that you're under 5'7" and good at hoops. That's me. There's the 1 in 100.
I'm a defender.
So just screw me, right?
I'm a
discrimination,
defender and a
yes.
playmaker. That's what I would like to describe
just
myself.
screw
You're a
me.
playmaker.
Yeah, like,
5'7".
I'll find passes. I'll get good looks, but I will not. Like if anybody here right now is like 1-on-1, score on me. I can't. I'm not a scorer.
Okay.
I'll get layups. I'll try to get buckets. I'll get open and occasionally make, but I don't like score first is not for me.
That's what
Okay.
we was talking about last night over like the greatest of all time and how the best. Is 1-on-1 is different than a 5-on-5 game.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're a playmaker, that's fine. I look at you. I don't see.
I'm pass first.
Score.
I'm pass first, and I'm defense.
Yeah.
So in middle school, I know it's fucking middle school. Who cares? In middle school, I think the whole season I had 10 points, but every game I had 3 blocks, and against our rival I had 6, and some other team I had 2. I think I was on limit restriction or something like that. If playtime restriction, like if it was
Yeah.
important back then, it was 8th grade.
I was load managing.
Yeah,
in
I was
6th
load
grade.
managing, yeah. So
Yeah, you know a lot about load managing. You being a Spurs fan.
Okay, we're gonna get into that. But yeah, like that, like so little points. So overall, I had more blocks than points that season, which is just stupid. But like, I'll defend anybody. I'll try.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all I could do.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
gonna
not
go after this.
gonna lie, bro. When before you got here, because like obviously we just seen you in videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can't tell if this guy is short or tall. I literally told Nick and Wyatt that. And when he got here and you dapped me up and hugged me, I was like,
You hugged down.
bro, I hugged down, bro. Short.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
As soon as you walked back, I was like, get your stuff. I looked at Nick. I said, damn, bro, it's short.
I looked at Connor and I was like, I'm short, but he's shorter than me. And I was like,
You are
We
not
in the
taller
same
than
boat.
me.
Stand up right now. Stand
How tall
up.
are you?
Stand up.
I don't know how
Stand
tall I am,
up.
but I'm
Stand up.
taller
Back to
than you.
back. Go back to back. Slide your sides up, Nick. Go back to back.
Yeah, he's taller than me.
He's taller than you. He's taller than you.
Is it? How much?
Are you taller than him? Are you taller than him? Hold on.
We gotta
Hold on.
How tall?
Take the hat off. Head off.
He's taller than me for sure.
Damn, what the? Yeah, see, look, see. Yeah.
We gonna bring Micah into the camera.
You're
Bro
6'3".
walked in. I feel like I was hugging my
Hey,
grandma.
Micah, they don't know why I wear the slides. I wear the slides because it adds 2 inches.
I felt like I was hugging my grandma, bro.
Bro, you're in shoes and you're already 6'2". I'm 5'7" and a half.
Nah, I thought that was so funny though.
5'8".
But I was like, he's either gonna be tall or short, no in between.
5'8". I'll count it as 5'8".
Bro, give it
A
a
half inch counts.
All right. Anyway,
Back to basketball.
get your hand on my
Why I'm
leg, bro.
here.
We have an interesting battle between the Nick the Quick
Hold on,
Nicholas.
hold on. Before we get into that, let's talk about what's going on
man.
right now. Before we get into
Already?
that, let's talk about what's going on right now
Oh
in
yeah, I
the
forgot it's
NBA.
NBA podcast.
Yeah, let's talk about what's going on right now in the NBA.
Mavs in 6.
So
Hell no.
obviously, Dallas Mavericks just eliminated the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. Very unexpected, honestly. Did not expect the series to go that quick. Honestly, I expected 6.
Shout out to Lucas Slovenian.
I expected 6 on each side of the board.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7 on each side of the board. I never thought there was gonna be a sweep or even a gentleman's sweep. It was
The
definitely
Timberwolves
surprising.
we saw in the conference finals is not the same team we
That
saw.
was in the semis.
They
Yeah.
just, as soon as they beat the Nuggets, they're like, hey, we did what we
It's
wanted.
not the same.
Well, I don't
it's
even
not
think
the
it was
same team.
that. I think I mean, Ant's 22, bro. He's 22
And-
years
well,
old.
I mean, not just that. Who expects
Yeah.
PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively to all of a sudden come out the cocoon and just blow
Hey,
up?
shout out
in
the
the playoffs?
Mavs for having. I said it at the
Mavs
trade deadline. I said it.
six.
I said it at the trade deadline. They had the best trade
Like,
deadline.
none of those guys have been an all-star ever.
Mavs in 6.
PJ Washington.
Gafford
PJ
went
Washington has
crazy.
dropped 50. He dropped
Like,
50 right before he got traded to the
Mavs in
Mavs.
6.
You know who's heated right now? I bet
Me. Mavs in 6.
Kyle Kuzma, because he declined to trade at the trade deadline to go to the Mavericks because he said they're not a contender.
Kyle's a clown.
Guess who's in the finals right now?
Mavs in 6.
Daniel Gafford and not Kyle Kuzma.
Mavs in 6.
Hey, Gafford, though, he was going crazy. And what was it, game 3?
Yeah.
Against who?
The Timberwolves.
Oh yeah, crazy. He went
Where
crazy.
he just got a clutch block, goes
Yeah.
down, catches an alley-oop lob.
He smacks it in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love the way the Mavs play. They play fast.
Oh, they're
They
A
winning in
lot of
6.
alley-oops.
play
It's funny,
fast.
but I feel like they play the exact same way they played back when they had Dirk and back when
Yeah.
they had Steve. Like, it's just old school ball, but it's not. It's in the new age. It's just,
They,
it looks
they,
good.
they play fast. They play hard. They're hungry.
Yeah.
Like they want it more than anybody.
Play on both sides, defense
They
and
play,
offense.
Kyrie has looked like vintage Kyrie.
Came back
Like
out.
Kyrie's never had a bad year. Kyrie's
think-
always been
well,
Kyrie.
We were also talking about it. I mean, Kyrie gets his ring. He puts
Yeah.
that conversation out of the talk where I can't do it without LeBron.
Yeah.
I need
See?
LeBron to get my
Yeah,
ring.
yeah,
okay, okay.
Yes, you got Luca,
I was
but you
about to
see
say.
what I'm. Still though, you got Luca, but
But the argument
At
was,
that age,
but
with
the
what he's
argument was
done-
always like Kyrie cannot be the number one option, and he's still not number one option with
yeah,
the Mavericks.
that's what it is. That's
But I don't think that's true though. I think Kyrie can be number one option on a team and win and they have a chance to win a ring because it's Kyrie.
I don't.
Because listen, I'm not saying because of his talent or anything like that. I think Kyrie is like the media and everybody, all that shit makes him look like a bad teammate, a bad leader.
Yeah.
I think under that, bro is probably one of the best
Well, I
people
was
to
about to say,
lead your team.
he's one of those guys where if he needs to, he'll go out and average 30. But if he doesn't need to, he'll pass the ball up to Luca. He'll be the point guard. He'll play the official point guard role in what a point guard has done
Yeah.
for years.
Luka or Kyrie at the 2 has
And
been
then-
scary.
In a random game 3 or 4 in the need to win game against the Thunder, he's going to go out and put 33.
Yeah.
Like, just casually put up 33 against us, even though he hasn't all season.
Yeah. Kyrie at the 2 guard has been scary.
Like, dude, we held Kyrie sub 23 in 5 games this season. And then in a need to win tied series game, he goes and drops 30 plus on us.
Yeah, it's definitely been the playoffs have been insane on the West side. Anyways, I mean the East has been good. I want to touch on the Celtics a little bit. Obviously, White's a Celtics fan. I'm happy the Celtics made it to the finals. Honestly, I want Jason Tatum to succeed.
I'm happy.
I'm not happy with how they got
That's
there
what
per
I
se.
am.
I know
Yeah.
we talked about it. Injuries are a part of the game, but you
doesn't take
you
away what you've
logically can't say no matter how much not even calling you out why, just in general.
Yeah.
No matter how much bias you have towards a team, no matter how much bias you have towards a player as a fan, anything like that, you logically can't lie to yourself and say that if any of those teams were 100% healthy, that the series doesn't change at
What I was
all.
about to say is you can't listen. You got to if they happen to win the championship, or even if they don't, either way, you got to respect it. They made it. That's
Exactly.
cool. Good job.
They're number 1 seed. They're
not
supposed
just-
to be there.
Not just that, but you had the best record in the league.
Exactly.
Like,
They're supposed to
good
be.
job.
They're
Y'all did
supposed to
some
be
good stuff.
there.
You're a younger team. Y'all got some random vets like Drew up out there, and he's not even necessarily a vet. He's just young. He's one of the younger vets. Like,
Yeah. He's
and so you got
32.
some guys out there, and
Like
so
Mike Conley. I don't know how much time I got.
That's crazy, bro. That's like a cancer patient.
bro, like, and it's that, but like, I mean, you play the Pacers with no Tyrese after game 1 or 2.
After game 2, he was out.
Yeah, he got hurt in game 2.
That's the thing. You got no Tyrese, and some people are like, yeah, it's one
No,
player.
and guess who else is not playing? Benedict Mathurin.
That's all I say. Also, you got Benedict Mathurin. It's a big piece. You got the Heat. Listen, people don't. I don't care if
People
it's
don't
one
respect. People don't respect the Heat in that.
Jimmy
And
G
listen,
bucket.
but
Y'all saw what Jimmy did alone in the bubble.
No Jimmy, no Terry.
Taking out Jimmy alone, like no offense to the Heat, but it cooks the Heat almost.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
had
That's
to
the
have.
best
They
player.
had to have a franchise night in threes to beat him without.
Like, don't get me wrong. Tyler Hero's great. Bam's great. All
They're
those
not-
guys are
they're
great.
not the main guy though.
But they're not the main guy. And
Jimmy G bucket.
Who-
Michael Jordan's son.
And then they
is
played.
amazing.
Who else they played? They played
they played the Cavs. And Donovan
Cavs,
Mitchell
yeah.
was
Yeah.
out after game
Like,
2.
and
Jared
not-
Allen was out the whole
not
series.
just out game 2, but like Donovan Mitchell this season has been a top 10, not even top 10, probably top 6 scorer in the league.
Yeah, and
He's put up
Jared
40
Allen
plus
is their
multiple times.
defensive anchor,
Jared
and he's
Allen.
out the whole series.
It's been known.
Karis
without
Levert's
being an
out the
all-star.
last
Yeah,
2
it's-
games. Like,
It doesn't take away, but the thing is, you're not playing the stars. You're playing the team.
And guess
It's
what?
respectful,
And guess
but
what?
it's not the same.
I see both sides. Injuries are a part of the game, but at the same time, it's hard to be like, you can't, like I said, you can't realistically say that those series don't change.
Yeah.
If I'm not saying the Celtics lose, I'm not saying that. Is there a possibility? Sure, there's a possibility anybody could lose, but those series definitely change if 100% healthy.
That's why I'm worried too, because I mean the Mavs and the Timberwolves had a lot harder road to get there. I mean the Timberwolves had to beat the previous champion.
Had to beat a big 3 in
Nuggets,
Phoenix.
Had to beat the Phoenix team that
to
everybody's
beat
been
the
wanting.
big
I would say it's
three.
not necessarily a big
You're
three, but
okay.
They
You're
suck.
You're cra- no,
it's
you're
the thing that people
suck.
always talk about. Like it was.
You're crazy.
if Bradley,
Okay, no.
if
Phoenix sucked. Their bench sucks.
I will say Phoenix
Yeah.
sucked. If Bradley Beal doesn't get
Bradley
weirdly,
Beal
like if
played
they
like
don't have
trash.
those weird injuries and like
He
those
also was hurt most
3
of
or
the
4
year.
week injuries with Beal and Booker at random times, the Suns might cook.
Yo,
But, like,
you're crazy if you say that is a shit
Either
big
way,
3.
like-
That is Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin fucking
Well,
Booker.
they proved it the next round. Like even if they had their big 3, they were all healthy. They could have still beat them. They went and beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Come on now, like they.
No. I'm
they-
not. No
and then
disrespect to Timberwolves.
You got the Mavs who went and go beat the youngest team to do what they did, first seed in the league.
Sure.
Like has cooked. Like the MVP candidate who's ranking with Luka.
yeah.
Like the other, like you got all of it with that team. They go out, beat them, cook them. Like good first 4 games, and then they take it home. Just absolutely cook us.
Yeah. And
Like
like,
they worked.
the thing is, like, the Mavs all around from the coaching from the
Clippers. They beat the Clippers.
So the
first.
Clippers series again, you can say
Kawhi out.
you can say
Exactly,
it's
like-
like so that's you can say because they won 2 games without Kawhi. The one
Right.
game Kawhi played, he had 15 points and could not even jump off the rim because his knee was so
Right.
fucked up.
Hey,
So what?
don't go in on Kawhi.
No, I like Kawhi.
I don't.
You don't? Oh, because you
I'm
left San
sad.
Antonio.
Yeah, I forget.
Bro, San Antonio ridiculed him. I would leave too if they treated me like that.
I was saying that was one of the worst losses they've had.
Yeah, but
All right, it led to Wemby. It led to Wemby.
it's true.
Led to Wemby. We're good.
But yeah, like the Mavs from
Go.
coaching staff all the way to the last guy on their bench is locked in. They're tough. They're ready to play.
Mavs in 6.
So I would say
Wyatt.
Jason Kidd hit like insights of people don't
If
realize.
Jason
We talked
Kidd is
about
gonna,
it.
if
The
Jason
coaches,
Kidd wins a ring as a coach of the Mavericks and as a player, that's so
like, the
crazy.
coaches,
That's crazy.
Like, the coaches are really, and they've always made a big influence in the league. But like, I feel like there was 10 years where we like, if you had the talented players, that's what really matters. Like now we're getting to the point where like the coaches matters again. Like
Yeah.
Jason Kidd is working with his Dallas team, like
Yep.
getting it going. And all of a sudden you got a former player who won a championship here in Dallas, horticulture back in the finals for Dallas. Like, I don't know, I hate it that they beat us, but I can't be mad at it. Like
the
it's just
same
it's so
time,
nice.
There was no expectations for us.
No,
Nobody
yeah,
had any
we
expectations
weren't-
for us. So
Yeah.
it's the double standard. If we beat the Pelicans, okay, they didn't have Zion. If we lose to them, oh my gosh, they're the worst number 1 seed of all time. They lost to a team without Zion.
We knew it when it started. Like, listen, we had the chance to win it. That'd be awesome. The youngest team ever. But also, this isn't supposed to be our year.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to be first seed. We were expecting a 4 or 5 seed, maybe a top 3 seed if we're lucky. We happened to cook, got a first seed. Like, Thunder fans are upset we're not there. It
Yeah.
sucks being beat by Dallas.
Remember when you said Chet was Rookie of the Year?
Bro, in the first half of the year, he was.
Stop playing.
Yeah, he was.
He literally was ranked number
He was.
1 throughout all the NBA rankings in Rookie of the Year the first half of the year because he was outplaying Wemby. And then
was.
Wemby had a crazy second half of the season. I'll give him that. Wemby
On
earned
a minute
the
restriction.
Wemby earned
That's the thing about
He earned
Wemby.
it.
That's the
They
thing
put
about
up
saying-
very
Well,
similar
here's the
stats
thing.
on a minute
This
restriction.
is why Wemby won't go down as one of the greatest because his entire
It also helps when you put up
career,
empty
he'll probably
stats on a
be
bum ass team.
on that minute restriction.
No, he won't.
He's
It-
got the
hey,
build. Like what
It also
happened?
doesn't help when you put up bum ass when you put up empty stats on a bum ass team.
People
you
said
put
this-
Chet, you put Chet on the Spurs. He's doing the same
People
thing.
said the same thing.
Okay.
Like when Yao
But-
came in with how
Yeah, for
tall he
sure.
was. Oh, he's about to be the next phenom. He can't stay healthy. He's so tall. He's got so many. Like it's
That'd
just
be good.
the human body is not supposed to be that
That'd be
tall
good.
and move around
That'd be
like
good.
that
That'd
and
be
be healthy.
If you put Chet
It's
on
a
the Spurs, he's doing the
lottery
same
pick
thing.
team.
Like, it's the same thing for
They
Chet.
had first pick for a reason. They were horrible, obviously.
Okay, but
Hey,
I'm saying
we'll
is,
see.
I'm saying is,
We'll see.
if you put any,
Don't do that hypothetical.
no,
I'm
it's
saying
not,
what's
no,
set in stone.
no, it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's a shit team. I hope he's scoring that much. He should be scoring more if they're that bad.
Yeah, on minute restriction. 20 minutes a game?
Bro, okay, it's not I'm not to blame that he's injured. That's his fault.
Is it? Who's injured?
Why is he on minute restriction?
Pop's introducing him like slowly.
That was
He's
the first
not
half.
injured at all.
I'm saying the second. He did get hurt this year.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
No, he
did.
did
Yes,
not.
he
No
did.
offense, no offense.
Well,
but
he's out
no,
one game.
listen,
He
listen,
was
listen.
out 3
Hey,
games.
There was a time
Hey.
where he rolled his ankle and just kept going.
Hey, y'all
He was out
realize,
3
no
games.
offense, but if he's as good as he is in the NBA, if he's on minute restrictions, he's hurt. You're not a rookie and you're just being held back as the best player.
He
oh,
is.
you're not.
He's
no,
not hurt.
No, you're not. No, that's not what you do. That's not what an
I don't know,
NBA
to
coach
have
does.
as many blocks
You're
as the
telling me-
last 3 defensive player of the years combined.
You're telling me one of the best coaches in NBA history, not even sports history, is like,
Yeah.
hey, you're really good. You're not hurt. You're straight. We're just not gonna play you though.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a different league.
I can see.
No,
I
it's
can
not a
see
different
why.
league. There's no progression in that.
I can
There's
see
no
why
progression in that.
you would
Like,
restrict his minutes.
It's because he knows he can't stay healthy. It's because he knows what's gonna come. He's gonna be a great player. If Victor Wembanyama can stay healthy, he might go down as the best center of all
I
time.
just want to say Chet played all 82 games.
But that's the thing.
plus
Victor
more.
won't stay healthy.
Still had worse stats than Wemby.
Like
Okay, he's a third option. The
he
fuck?
had worse stats than Wemby, but he also
It's a
went third
third
on
option.
Wemby.
Third
Like
option on the 1 seed.
I'm saying, like he's on a better
Wemby's a
team.
first option on the 15th seed.
Like if you want to go with rookie of the year, Chet had a better.
Better
Chet arguably had a better season. First seed, not even made the playoffs.
First
for
seed,
Victor Wembanyama.
average
Didn't
4
even make the
average 4
playoffs.
points less than Wemby as a
That's
third
what I'm saying.
option.
It's not necessarily better, but you got the argument. Like it's there.
You don't think if Wemby was on that Thunder team, they would be doing
We
better?
talked about that. I think if Wemby's on our team, it's possibly the exact same thing that's
No.
happening right now.
No.
Wemby would still be a third option on the Thunder.
Yeah,
Like,
he would,
yeah,
but he'd
obviously.
be a
Well, here's
better
the thing.
third option.
If Chet
It would
was
be the
Chet was on the
same
Spurs
thing.
and Wemby was on the Thunder,
It'd be
Chet
the
would have gotten
same
rookie of the
thing.
year this year too.
It'd be the same thing. How would it not be the same thing? Because
Way
guess
better
what?
defense.
Wemby's progression probably slows down with him being on the Thunder because he needs the ball in his hands. He has the ball so much. Yeah, he's
No,
not
he
doing that in
doesn't.
OKC. His teammates don't give him the ball.
Exactly, so how does he have the ball?
I'm saying he has to go do it himself. Like he will bring the ball on the court. Chet would do that for us maybe like 3 possessions out of a game. He's not doing that. He's not. It's going to be the same exact thing if you switch their places.
Listen, like I'm saying, Wemby, he can do it. He can be the guy. He can be one of the greatest of all time. But you're a rookie. You're 19, 20 years old.
19.
You're just starting to get good. You're not injured. Why are you on minute restrictions?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
We'll see.
Listen,
We'll
there's
see. No, we'll
things.
see.
There's things in
I'm
professional
not saying
sports
Wemby's
that you
not going
have
to
to
be great.
do.
We'll see.
Wemby's going to be great.
There's things in professional sports you have to do.
Yeah.
If you're playing at minute restrictions that young already, you're already starting on the wrong foot.
Wemby's going to be great. Like he's a generational talent in the NBA.
Exactly. Like he can do it.
He's fucking 7'4". Like
Yeah, we'll
And I'm not gonna lie.
he's
Here's
gonna
what
be great.
sucks. Unless San Antonio brings some people, too,
Yeah.
I could see him
We need to
bouncing.
get
Like, I
Trae
could see
Young.
him being one of the guys that stays at San Antonio his whole career. If San Antonio brings him a few guys,
That's the thing. I would
And
hate to see his
they
career
could
get
run-
wasted
listen.
if they don't bring him help.
we could have 5 years of Spurs and Thunder just cook if they get him 2 guys. But
You get rid of Keldon Johnson.
will they?
You get rid of Jeremy
And
Sohan.
if they don't, will he stay?
I
So
said
Chan.
that so long ago, and you told me that would be a bad move.
Sohan?
Yes.
To get rid of him? 'Cause
Yes.
at the time, well, I say that because of chemistry, because him and Wemby are, you can tell they have the chemistry off the court and on the court. They're like really good friends off the court. And as a young guy in the league, those are the guys you need
Right.
to, like, those are the guys you need starting out.
I'll
Like,
give it 2 years to make the playoffs.
2 years?
Mhm.
I could see it because we have the play in now. The
Yeah,
play-in definitely
yeah,
helps.
that for sure. And not, I don't think the Spurs are going to be like, we have to win now.
No, they don't.
situation.
No, they don't have to
No, they
either.
don't have to. They're like Wemby's young as hell. Like he's obviously taking minutes.
You have 5 more years of
That's what I
pop.
say. I could see them getting a few more like good top 10 picks. Like,
I mean, they have the 4 and 8 this year, or 4 and 4
not
and
just that.
7.
Sam Presti started something he started something. Trading, like getting your rebuild going. Like if Sam Presti is over in Dallas or in San Antonio right now, they're in the exact same spot that we were 2 years ago, and they're about to be in the exact same spot that we are now. Like they need to get a few draft picks, a few people, fill around Wembanyama, and cook.
Yeah.
Like you got the community,
This is their,
you got
like,
the culture.
Like obviously they built around, like Tim Duncan got built around. Look what
Exactly.
happened.
Yeah.
But like Tim
David
Duncan
Robinson.
was in the same position back in 2000, 99, 2000, like, and then here we are 24 years later, and they're in the same exact position.
He's in
Like
a way better position. What do you mean?
who?
Tim Duncan.
What do you mean?
Like you're saying he was like back then.
What are you saying?
Tim Duncan's in a way better position as a rookie than Wemby was.
I know, but I'm
You said it was the same position.
that they were both a generational number 1 pick. That's what I'm saying. They were both a number 1 pick
Oh.
for the Spurs. Like 24 years later, they get another number 1 pick, draft another generational guy,
Yeah.
and they, like, if they don't build around him, then he's probably not going to stay in San Antonio.
Right.
Like, obviously, people are going to want to go play with Wemby, so they shouldn't have an issue with that.
They're gonna have a bunch of nobodies that are gonna just pop off.
But you've seen front offices fail years after year. Not saying the Spurs. I'm not name dropping anybody, but we've seen front offices fumble.
I mean, like we've heard the rumors. Like it would be so interesting to see what happens if San Antonio brings Trae Young in.
And they said they
Like,
don't want him. They
I was
came
saying,
out and said that
they
they're
don't
not
want him, but here's the
shopping
thing,
Trae
like,
Young.
And like Trae Young shoots a lot. I know he be throwing up some bricks, but bro,
One of the best passers in the league.
he be passing and he can shoot. All right.
The pick and roll.
Imagine the shots he doesn't hit. Wemby's casually there to grab.
If he got to the Eastern Conference Finals with him and John Collins running the pick and roll,
John Collins, bro.
imagine John Collins was so good that year though.
That's my thing. His prime, like that's his best year he's
But
had.
imagine running a pick and roll with Wemby and fucking Trae Young.
Like yeah, like see, like, that's the thing. San Antonio got the promise. They can do it. It's just
Devin
What are
Vassell's
they
gonna
gonna
be Devin Vassell's gonna be so good.
I like him, like,
he's a
he's
sniper,
gonna be
bro. He's gonna
great.
be so good. Yeah, but Wyatt, let's talk about the Celtics. How you feeling so far?
Mavs in 6.
Feeling good.
I mean, how do you? Okay, realistically, like we talked about the injury path, things like that. They're the number 1 seed. They're supposed to have the easiest path. We talked about that. Like you're the number 1 seed for a reason. Like you're supposed to play the lower ranked teams. But like I said, like realistically, you can't say it doesn't change anything with these healthy teams. So like, how do you feel about the teams being none of the teams being healthy? Do you think it changes anything if any of those teams are healthy?
Like that the Celtics lose.
Not even that they lose, that because like we can't, you guys- we
I'd
can't
say
say if they're
Miami
gonna-
gets another game.
We're not one more game
I say it's a 6-game series.
each series.
I say that the Cavs,
Starting in Miami. If
If-
Miami's 100% healthy,
Celtics in 6.
before you
Celtics
start
6.
this, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
If everybody's healthy completely, every team,
Mavs in 6.
the Celtics only beat the Pacers in the 3 teams they played.
I already know they beat the Pacers because Pacers took them to OT in game 1.
We haven't had
Only
Kristaps
beat the Pacers.
all playoffs.
Like that's respectable.
What was their road?
That's
Who they
respectable.
beat
Yep.
first?
Miami.
Miami, then Cavs.
I think they lose to Miami.
I think they'd lose to the Cavs
They
too.
lose to Michael
Bro,
Jordan's son.
okay. You talk crazy about Miami. Like Jimmy Butler didn't run through the whole East last year without his third option. Like
Who
Tyler
beat him the year
Hero
before?
had a broken
Not
hand.
last year, for like 2 or 3 years, bro.
like he has done this every
beat him,
single
Who
year.
beat him the year before?
Okay.
Jimmy
Who
G
beat him
buckets.
who beat him the year before that?
Hmm,
Who beat him the
Jimmy-
year before that?
Jimmy.
I don't know, bro.
I'm
Healthy
saying.
Jimmy G buckets.
Literally, you could.
I'm tired of the Jimmy Butler dick riding.
It's not dick
It's
riding
dick
when he's
riding.
proved
No,
it.
it's
How many
dick
finals
riding.
has Tatum gone
no,
to?
no, not Dick Right. It's
Two.
he's the
How many
only,
times? Wait, when?
Well,
20,
he's
22?
he's
22
one of the
now.
only players to
Oh,
not
this is the second
win
one.
a
How many
championship
did Jimmy
and
Butler
is
got
still
to?
respected the way he is.
And how many have they both won?
Why is it dick riding?
0. And Jimmy has done it with worse teams.
Yes.
This damn should have been in the finals almost every single year of his career, honestly. Realistically.
Listen,
Yeah.
here's the lovely thing though about Jason Tatum though is like
The
he's
East is so weak.
he's also still so young. Like
He's 26.
Yeah, he's like
he's
he's
older
getting into his prime.
he's
He
a little
should have
older
been in
than
the
I thought.
finals
Yeah,
more.
he's 26,
He's
27.
19.
a little older than I thought.
Like, the Celtics get a lot of hate because every single year they have a great team. And
Yeah,
they
they
don't
just
and they
can't pull
don't
it
get
off.
it done in a
Yeah.
year. Like, that's not I'm not saying they deserve to be hated on.
But you're
But you're gonna get criticism.
you've been in a
here.
weak conference for 20 years.
You're gonna get criticism if you're not performing well.
Yeah.
Like, It's just that's just the truth.
Getting
Like,
to the Eastern Conference Finals every year is not performing well.
those
He
teams
has
should
been
be in
there,
the
yeah.
finals.
Yeah, he should be there.
Those teams. Jason Tatum should have at least 2 rings right now. At least 2.
Break it down then.
He should no. With the
who
teams
was
they've
his-
had,
what
they
was
should
his
have
first-
2.
Okay, LeBron.
They should have beat the Warriors.
LeBron took him out his first year.
Yeah.
What was 19?
19. That was
Raptors.
No, it was the Bucks. 19 was the Bucks. Because the Bucks played those.
Oh, yeah,
It was the
okay.
Bucks.
2020
Next year in
was the
20, it
Lakers.
was the Heat.
21 was
21.
the Nets.
Huh?
Wait, no.
21 was
Lakers.
Giannis.
Nets.
21
It
was
Nets.
Giannis?
No.
Nets. It was Nets.
Lakers
not?
got one of those few years. You guys are forgetting. 2020, I think.
No, I'm saying
I
who
thought
took, who took
championship?
out the Celtics?
Yeah, we're talking about who beat the Celtics. 21 was the.
That was the Nets. Nets beat them.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Because then KD got hurt next round.
2022 is supposed to be our revenge. It was our revenge tour for the East. We beat
And he
we
him.
beat every single team that
No,
had beaten
2022,
us
the Warriors beat
3
them.
years before.
The finals.
Oh, yeah.
We went through.
Remember
We
that.
beat the Heat, who
What
beat
year
us
was
in
Nuggets and Heat?
2020.
Yeah.
Beat the
2020,
Bucks, who
last
beat us
year.
in
There you go. That's
2019.
So bad.
Beat the Nets that beat us the year before. Beat all those teams, and then
And
Curry,
listen, so
Curry turned into prime Curry.
that's one ring they should have had was because you win 2 games. Like there's you should. They
It
should
was 2-1.
so okay, you're up 2 games to 1. They shouldn't have lost that series. Like Jason Tatum, like we've talked about before, that he had the hand injury, whatever. Like if I guarantee you, so look, this is how I see it. If they win, guess what everybody says? Jason Tatum played through a hand injury, won the NBA Finals.
I
They
think
lose, he has a hand injury. He lost the NBA Finals.
I don't
I
think
disagree.
he
I think everyone says, man, they won, but Jason Tatum, blah 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 blah.
No, if they would have won, nobody would have said shit.
I
That's
personally
not
don't
true.
think they should have won.
Jason
like,
Tatum is like top 3 most hated people in the NBA at the
Here's
moment.
the thing.
If the Celtics would have won a ring, they finally would have got the respect. That's why nobody respects the Celtics because they haven't won a ring.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like I think the Celtics could have won it that year against the Warriors, but I
They
don't.
should have.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even think they necessarily should have. Like you can't be mad. Like Jason Tatum ain't never really been there. Ain't really done nothing. Loses to Curry. Who knows what he's doing?
Andrew Wiggins played some of the best, probably the
You know
best
what I
defense
mean?
of his
Like,
career.
Yeah, like
And then bro fell off.
yeah, you should have gotten a ring,
Guess
but
what?
also
He still
it's
has
one
a
of those.
ring.
It's one of those things where it's like, sorry, like you lost to the Warriors. You can't be too upset. Lost to Curry. Like it's just one thing. I don't think Jason Tatum. He's great. He's good, but I'm worried he doesn't have it to be the guy. Like he's had the team around him. Like you got a second option who will casually go out and put 40 a game if he
If
needs
they don't
to.
get it done this year, bro, it's
Like-
gonna be bad for.
Well, here's what sucks is they're not going to get it done this year.
Mavs and 6.
You see what Mavs big men been doing.
Bro, if
listen,
Kristaps don't come back, bro, they're cooked.
bro, the Celtics have the same problem we had to a point. They got old ass
Al Horford's
Al
about to get
Horford,
fucking cooked, bro.
and
By
then
Daniel
if
Gafford
Kristaps
and
comes
Derek
back, he's gonna
Lively
be
and
injured. Like who do they got off the bench?
It's that big.
Dante Exum, something like that.
Oh,
No,
the
did
Mavs?
he bounce?
No, Dante Exum's still on
On
the
the
Mavs.
Celtics.
Oh, on the Celtics.
the bench.
Dante's on the Mavs.
Mavs. Who did Celtics big man
Peyton
off the bench?
Pritchard,
We got Luke
Sam
Cornett.
Hauser.
We had to play bum ass Xavier Tillman.
See, yeah,
They replaced
like that's
him.
my like. I think the Celtics are going to face the same problem we did, and they're going to get cooked by the big men.
All right,
PJ's going to put up 30 a game for some reason. Lively's going to put up 25 a game for some reason. Like, just what's going to happen. No offense, none of them, I'm worried, can guard Kyrie. Derek White's going to have to play every time Kyrie play. I could see it going either way. Like, 1-2. I think I can see it going either way. Like, I don't think the Celtics will beat them. I don't think they should beat them.
I think whichever way it goes, either let's say the Celtics win, let's say the Mavs win. Either way it goes, it's gonna be great for the.
That's what I'm saying. Either way, it's respectable and it's awesome. I was saying this earlier, or I was telling y'all about it though. If the Celtics win, this will be Jason Tatum's only ring. If they don't win, he won't win a ring.
Bro, we talked about it on the last pod. You weren't there. We kind of talked about it last night. Celtics have no future. Like they're in win now
That's my
mode.
thing.
That's why I kind of agree with that statement because they're in win now mode. Like if
It's
they
like-
don't win now, they're cooked because you just gave Drew Holiday a fucking 4-year
years.
extension.
How old is he, like,
He's
34?
32.
32?
He's
Yeah.
gonna be 36 when that shit
And like,
expires.
here's the thing
It's
too.
nothing against
Like,
Drew Holiday, but he is a 3-and-D player.
and it's not a hate Celtics day either. Like same thing for the
No.
Mavs. Like I think it's the exact same way.
The
The
Mavs can't
Mavs,
afford everybody.
they might win one more with Luka because Luka's that good.
And
But
of
here's the
course, if
thing.
Kyrie stays too.
If they don't get anybody else, Derek Lively, PJ Washington, and whoever else is not going to play out their ass the rest of the
They're
year.
locked in for Derek Lively for the next 2 years.
Like,
They're locked in. PJ Washington, no. Daniel Gafford, no. What's the other motherfucker? PJ Washington.
that's what's cool about this finals. It's cool because whoever wins the ring this year, it's respectable. But after this year, I don't think either of these teams
The
win another one.
Celtics, all their money went to Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday. You just extended Kristaps by 2 years for a guy that
Like-
hasn't played a full 82 games in his career.
The Mavs are younger-ish, but also they got ish exactly. Like you got the Thunder who are young and cooking. You got the Pacers who are young and cooking. You got the Knicks who are young and cooking.
Shout out the Knicks, bro.
Youngish.
I feel bad for the Knicks because
Um,
Knicks would be playing the Celtics right now if well, I would say Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson played the full 7 games. Like he got hurt in game 7.
you have
They
Julius
were down.
Randle.
They were down 22 when he got hurt.
Like imagine you have Julius Randle.
But like
though.
Julius Randle, bro.
Bro, before he got hurt, people forget how good he is.
Julius
like,
Randle in 2021, bro, was one of the
cooks.
greatest. Had the best. Had a crazy season. Most improved player had a crazy season. But Julius Randle gets hurt. OG Anunoby is in and out every single game.
Yep.
Josh Hart gets hurt. Like their whole.
Also, let's just say that Josh Hart, you can't be mad. Applaud the guy. He's a guard putting up
Josh Hart
22
plays
plus
power
rebounds
forward
and
at-
assists.
Josh Hart
a
plays power
game.
forward at 6'3".
Like, bro, you're off the bench putting up 22 rebounds and assists a game. That's so
He
good.
grabbed more rebounds than Miles Turner did that series.
Like, that's so good.
Miles Turner is a center, bro. But I think if the Knicks were fully healthy, I could realistically see them beating the Celtics and going to the finals.
Yeah.
Like realistic, bro. You're crazy if you don't believe you are. You are the most biased thing ever. If you don't even think there's a chance. Like
With Julius Randle for sure.
if the Knicks were 100% fully healthy, they don't have a chance against the Celtics.
Are the Celtics healthy?
If
Or do we still not have
if they
Kristaps?
were both fully healthy,
Kristaps 20+ points a game.
if both teams are fully healthy, they don't have a chance.
Mavs in 6.
They don't have a chance. The Knicks don't have a chance.
Ends in 6.
Bro, I can't. It's so hard to talk to you. You're so biased. You're so biased.
Speaking of bias, you want to talk about why I'm here?
Why? 'Cause you're a Spurs fan?
No, I meant like on the pod.
Huh?
Like why I'm here on the pod. I'm here for one thing and one thing only.
Oh, but go for
The
it.
GOAT debate.
Oh, the GOAT debate. We'll get into that a little bit. We'll get into that. But let's just go ahead
You're
and
fucked.
drop.
That already.
Fucked.
Let's just go ahead and drop finals predictions. Obviously, we know where Wyatt's going, so we're just gonna.
Mavs in 6.
We know where he's going. Wyatt, obviously, you're choosing the Celtics.
Celtics
How many
in 9.
games?
6.
6 games. Nick, what you think?
I'm going to say this one to make people mad. I'm going Mavs in 5.
I'm going Mavs in 7.
I'm gonna spit on my damn drink.
I'm going Mavs in 7.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be I don't want it to be a short series.
I don't think it will be, but I'm
Because,
hoping it is.
Like, I hope it's not a short series. I want a good NBA. We haven't had a fucking a good NBA finals in so long.
That's what
When was
sucks
the
about
last
this
good
year
one?
is I think it'd
So,
be.
like, let's-
I think
so
it could
let's
be
say last
good,
year-
but it's
last
just
year-
whack.
Last year was the most boring
Last year,
finals.
it wasn't people who actually fucking like basketball, bro. That was a good finals to watch. Like
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
But like as an entertainment
For sure.
standpoint, obviously not. But like those two teams are like just
Right.
dogs.
Yeah, they were good.
But so last year, Nuggets winning 5. The year before that, Celtics Warriors winning 6. That was a good series, but like
Alright.
we haven't had a good ass 7 games, close game every
What
single
was the
game.
last game 7? Was
Last
it
game 7 in the NBA Finals.
2016?
Is it going all the way back to 2016? So the year after
Both
that,
2019.
2019, the Raptors won in 6. The year before that, the Warriors won in
4,
5. No, 4. They swept the second time.
Oh, they did it.
Well, they swept the second time, and they won in 5 the first time.
I thought they swept the first time. And then
Either
it was,
way, it wasn't
yeah,
7.
Yeah, 2016.
Either way, it wasn't 7.
2016 was the last game 7.
Yeah, 2016 was the last game 7 we've had in NBA Finals. That's crazy.
I think 2021 was a good finals.
2021 was a good finals with the Suns and Bucks. Yeah, it was. I don't think Giannis may not win another ring if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was a crazy run that he had. He's not even. What do you mean he's getting old?
Isn't he like 28?
He's 28. He's
Oh, but JT's 26 and he's getting too old.
Well, here's the
Nobody
thing.
said
That's
that.
what sucks for
What about
Jason
Dame
Tatum.
Dollar?
I've never said he's too
Well,
old.
that's what sucks for Jason Tatum is like he's great and he's good, but he's not better than Giannis.
Jason Tatum, it almost like I said, bro, he doesn't like. I watched him play against the Pacers, and that is when he actually used his size and his ability to get to the rim and dominate. Like if bro would just do that, he has a good jumper. I'm not gonna lie, he can shoot threes.
He got
But
cash.
if bro would
Jumper's
just
so wet.
if bro would just go to the if bro used his size every single time, he could probably average fucking 35
It's like
points
the
a game.
opposite of Giannis. Like, bro, Giannis
Probably what he's going to
just
do
goes
against
to
the
the rim every
Mavs
time.
because he saw it work.
Like, if Giannis could form a shot beyond the arc, that's game. Like, that's game on
if
anybody.
he can form a shot from the arc that's decently fast.
If Giannis did have a nice jumper his first couple years in the league, but when he got super bulky, it got fucked
Yeah.
up. But if Giannis could develop like a decent jump shot, like maybe like a 38% 3-point shot, bro, it's cooked.
Man, like
it's cooked because he already has like he
And
already
he
will
has to
make.
stay healthy.
He already he'll make like 1 out of 5, but if he can make like 3 out of 5,
this season
2
we
out of
started
5,
seeing it. Like he's been working on it.
it's cooked. But Dame, bro, I had such high expectations for the Bucks. Like
Me
I'm
too.
I'm sad that they got hurt.
I did not want them to get
I'm
out.
sad they got hurt because like I wanted to see a Bucks Celtics like Eastern Conference because that would have been a real challenge. Like that shit would have been hard as hell.
Yeah.
That'd have been a good ass series. Like those teams match up perfectly, honestly.
I had the Knicks beating the Bucks anyway.
But
Like,
not the Celtics.
In the case of everyone's healthy, I think the Knicks beat the Bucks.
But not the Celtics.
Correct.
Christ.
I don't know. That one
It's the
makes
bias,
sense.
bro. I can't do the bias.
No one's beaten a
So the Bucks got
fully healthy.
The Bucks got a better 1 and 2 than the Celtics,
Good point.
I
and
can't.
off
arguably a better
experience.
3 as well.
I can't deal with the bias.
They have
bro.
the Nassus, bro. No one's beating them.
The
This fucking
Nassus.
guy.
The bias is so hard over here.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's just facts.
Mavs and 6.
I'm not talking about that. Like that's realistic. Bro's just biased as hell as the Celtics. It's so tough.
Don't give a fuck.
Obviously.
Bucks would send a healthy Bucks would send the healthy Celtics home in 5 games.
Bro,
That's
nobody.
the
Casually.
craziest
Bro,
shit
you
I've
tell
ever
me-
heard in my life.
Casually.
Bro, Giannis is running through Kristaps Porzingis, bro. He is
Like
putting
casually.
Kristaps on a fucking mantle and hanging him in his house like a trophy.
Please put
Celtics
Drew.
in
Please,
6.
like, listen, Drew Holiday cold. I like Drew, but please put Drew on Dame. Please. I don't give a fuck. It's Dame.
Bro,
It's
playoff
Dame.
Hey,
Dame is a different, bro.
Speaking of Dame, though,
This
like,
coming from a Thunder fan.
who do you think is the player you'd want to see win a ring besides Westbrook?
Russ.
Besides Westbrook. Besides Westbrook.
PG.
Besides
I
Westbrook.
don't know if I can say anybody else.
I say Russ, probably PG. I want to see PG get a ring, bro. Like any OKC player that left, probably. Like I wouldn't mind seeing James Harden get a ring.
John Morant.
I wouldn't mind seeing James Harden getting a ring just because bro deserves one. Like,
So does Wemby.
bro, he's first year in the league, bro. I think I want to see Chris Paul get a ring.
Yes,
he deserves one.
Yeah, Chris
I
Paul.
want to see Chris Paul get a ring.
I think Chris Paul.
I'm thinking more older players than I am
I think
younger players.
Chris Paul and Dame.
Yeah, Dame for sure.
Dame deserves one.
I'm thinking of more older players because like younger players still
Like,
have
here's-
time, but
Yeah,
like
for sure. Like number 1 for sure is West.
yeah, Westbrook. I think Westbrook, PG, Chris Paul, like
Harden, it'd be cool to see
Harden.
Harden get one.
I'd love to see Harden get one. I want to see him, Russ, and PG get one together. Do it for the hometown OKC crowd.
Yeah. I want to see Rose get one. I know
Who?
Derrick Rose.
Oh,
Like, I know he's
yeah.
playing
Oh,
like
yeah,
I know he's
yeah.
playing backlash minutes right now and like isn't even playing half the time. But
I feel so bad for Derrick
exactly,
Rose, bro.
imagine youngest Rick of the Year finally gets his championship.
Youngest fucking MVP ever, bro. At 22. Oh, so many injuries, bro.
Like, let him out. Dude, that's what people.
Shout out him though, bro, because I don't think I could have the mental health to go through all those injuries and
different.
keep coming
He's
back
different.
and still having the drive to want to come back.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
if after
an
after
animal.
like the 3rd ACL tear, I probably would have been cooked. I probably
Yeah.
like I'm gonna retire. And then bro comes back, and 10 years later he drops a 50 ball and
Just
a
for fun.
game and the game-winning block and
Yep.
balls. Bro, I almost started crying.
Dude, it's
when he-
crazy to think he's younger than Curry.
Yeah, it is wild. But yeah, so I'd love to see D Rose get a ring. Like I was hoping that the Grizzlies were gonna be nice this year and they were gonna make a run.
That would have been if Ja didn't get hurt.
if Ja didn't get hurt, if Jaren Jackson Jr. wasn't
bro,
a fucking
so much
soft
momentum
ass bitch.
just dropped.
Jaren Jackson Jr. sucked, but hey, shout out GG Jackson though, because bro went from
He's been
being
doing decent,
absolutely
yeah.
no name to being in the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Bro, it's so tough.
Dylan Brooks thought it was funny to be the villain and then just lost his job
Can't
basically.
stand Dylan Brooks, bro. God,
Bro was like, let me go from a losing team to an even more losing team.
so real. Well, they said they weren't bringing him back,
I wouldn't have either.
but
He didn't play bad for the Rockets.
Oh, he
Bro, I
does. Yeah,
guess-
he's been doing decent.
his jump shot
But
got a lot
he
better.
talks a lot. Like when you're playing the greatest player of all time, you just don't talk rah rah.
The greatest player of all time.
Oh, we're talking about LeBron James.
I
Sorry,
don't think Dylan Brooks was
he
born in
didn't
the
play
80s.
in the 80s.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, see, he didn't play it. It's the wrong time.
So he
But
didn't play the greatest player ever.
but
Okay, we're good.
you know, he rah rah. Just why would you talk to LeBron, bro? You're an 8 seed. You barely made the playoffs.
I mean, I get it though. Everybody has a role. His role is definitely to be the energy guy. That's how he was in college too. I mean, he's an energy guy. He's a defensive guy. He's like
He's not bad. Yeah.
like bro can definitely have clamps. He's just too much. He tries to do too much.
Yeah.
Like that's not you, bro. Just play defense.
He's like our current day Ron Artest. Meta world
Low-key.
peace.
That's Draymond, bro. Draymond's
that's
a
Draymond.
fucking menace.
Draymond's more like
in it,
Rodman.
Draymond's more of just like a psycho and probably needs mental
on
help.
the court. Yes,
Get that
off the
brother.
court.
Get that brother some help. Well, shout out
Hey,
Nurkic.
use that counseling the NBA produced.
brother
Shout out
some help.
Nurkic. Get that brother some help.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to say before we kind of move on to other things. Shout out Inside the NBA. Us the last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
24-25 is gonna be the last year of it.
Crazy.
Rest in peace.
I'm gonna miss that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I would
grew up
watch
watching it.
bum primetime games like the Hornets versus the Jazz just so I could
remember
listen to
being
Ernie,
like-
Chuck, and
Hornets
Shaq
versus-
I remember
afterwards.
being in like junior high and high school, and I would be in class, turn the YouTube to mute, turn subtitles on, and just turn on clips of Inside NBA.
Yes, bro. Like
Watching
Shaq
Ernie
and
and
we're
all
never
them.
gonna have any more Shaq and a fool.
Yeah.
Like
Shaq
no
and a
more,
fool.
no more
No more
Ernie.
Christmas Day specials.
No more Christmas Day specials,
Like no more
bro.
pranks and just messing with Charles just cause.
No more running to the board.
Yeah, falling over to
No
the
more,
mics.
no more ping pong balls falling from the season on like
Yeah.
falling from the thing on the guarantees. No more Galveston jokes. No more
Trying to watch
fucking.
Shaq dunk.
No more big ass women in San Antonio.
It sucks, you know.
Shout out San Antonio. But bro, it's gonna suck, bro. It's a childhood core memory just gone. Like
All because of NBC.
well, NBC owned it first, then they got bought out by TNT, and now NBC is back. But they're not gonna like Ernie is with TNT for life. Like he's shout out Ernie,
Ride or
bro.
die, baby.
He went to the Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
He's
Shout out
tough.
him.
He's tough.
It's so sad, bro. I can't believe that shit's ending.
Did Ernie play in the league?
Sorry, we started the LeBron and JJ Redick podcast.
Yeah, I like their
That'd be
Mind the
tough.
Game. That's pretty good. I've been watching JJ's podcast since it started. The Old Man and the Three.
Yeah.
And then Podcast P is really good. Paul George's podcast
Yeah.
is really good. I'm ready for him to get Russ on there, get Kawhi on there.
I like the
I
one
think
with,
Kawhi would do
with
it.
Teague.
I think Kawhi will, bro. I think he will eventually.
I like the one that Jeff Teague been running recently.
Oh, Jeff Teagues are good, bro. Because he's so bro
Yeah.
acts like he didn't play
He
in the
don't care.
NBA.
Exactly, yeah, he
Like
just
he acts like he
casually
was a
hanging out.
scrub.
Yeah.
Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague acts like he was a. Did you hear what he said about the Bucks finals after they won the finals? He was like,
man,
they was
I
like,
drove
did y'all
up
have
and
any
down
after?
2K.
Yeah, he was like, did y'all have any after parties? And he was like, no, bro. He's like, we won. It was like me, Giannis, Thanasis, Giannis's family, and a couple other players and their families. Like we just sitting in the back of this place, like just chilling, just talking
Hanging
and
out.
drinking. He was like, he said him and somebody else were like, let's go to Vegas.
Yeah,
Or-
and then they just bounced
it was
out.
him and Bobby Portis, I think. They were like, let's go to Vegas, and Giannis was like, no,
You
we're
just
staying in Milwaukee.
was hanging out.
And so Jeff Teague deadass he said he drove back to Indiana, hopped on 2K at 3 a.m. with his brother, and his brother said, why the hell are you on the game? Didn't you just win a ring? He said, yeah, bro, I'm not going out.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I don't. No offense. If I win a ring, I don't care. If
I win a ring,
who
bro, I'm
coming on.
wilding
I'll
out.
be by myself.
I'm getting naked.
Like,
Bro.
Did you win a ring last
Did you
night?
win a ring last
yeah.
night?
You get that ring last night?
I said, if I win a ring, I'm getting naked. And we said, did you win a ring last night? Nah, but let's I got something that I want to touch on that Brandon said yesterday that kind of set me off. He said that the 2014 Spurs, any team in NBA history, the Spurs are going to beat them in a 7-game series. Let's let's talk about
I'm
that.
completely unbiased, by the way.
That's biased as fuck.
Nope.
What? The 2014
No
Spurs.
one in
Hold
NBA
on, hold on.
history, no matter what,
Hold
is
on.
not beating the 2017-2018 Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series. Hell, I put it in a 5-game series. They're not beating that team.
Rockets took him to 7.
Don't care.
They also fucking shot a million fucking threes.
Still took him to 7. Spurs could take him to 7.
No.
Here.
No one's guarding Curry. No one's
2013-14
guarding KD.
Spurs. Let's check the roster out real quick. Check the roster out real quick. All right. Center, number 16, Aaron Baines.
Why'd you start with Aaron?
Because I'm going, it's in alphabetical order.
Yeah, that starter.
That was not.
I said this is an alphabetical order. This list I'm looking at. You don't know what I'm looking at. So obviously he was off the bench. He came off the bench. He was like their backup center.
Okay.
Marco Bellinelli, tough off the bench.
When was he the 3-point champion?
You won a 3-point contest?
Hmm?
What year?
What I just
There was a
asked.
few before that, I think.
Let me look it up.
Around
Marco
that
I'm mistaken.
time.
He did.
Bellinelli.
He was a shooter.
Yeah, he was
3-point.
lethal, bro.
Using him on 2K.
Just
Get that boy 3-point logo. Catch out. Catch out.
Marco Bellinelli won it in 2014.
Anybody
so
anybody
they're-
watching? Anybody here? If
He
you,
was the best
want to play
3-point
2K,
shooter
I'll
on the
run you.
team. Okay.
So Marco
In the
Bellinelli,
league.
better shooter
I
than
don't care.
Manu. Manu was a sniper, bro.
Yeah, he was.
So Matt Bonner, he was off the bench as well, power forward.
Yeah.
No, Matt Boner.
Is that actually what it is?
No.
Okay.
Bonner.
Boris
Is that actually what it
Diaw,
is?
Boris
Boris
Diaw
Diaw.
off the bench. Obviously, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Danny Green, Corey Joseph's bum ass, Kawhi Leonard.
Hey, Danny Green that year,
Danny
Okay.
Green all the
Oh,
way
he
to
was good.
2019 on the Raptors.
so good.
Patty Mills, young Patty Mills, Tony Parker, Tiago Splitter. Okay. Remember, the starting lineup was obviously Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Danny Green,
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard, and I want to say actually Matt Bonner started. He actually started a couple.
No, it was the.
So he started a couple
Was
games.
the other guy you said?
Which one?
Name?
Boris Diaw,
No. No. I can see his face, but I can't see his name.
Aaron Bain,
No.
Matt Bonner, Corey Joseph,
No.
Patty Mills,
No.
Tiago Splitter.
Yeah, he was the center.
Center, yeah. So that's your starting lineup: Tiago Splitter, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Danny Green. Let's just go look at the 2017.
No, we have a great.
No, we don't. I was saying we
We
ain't
have
gotta
a
look at
great
it.
memory of
You
2017.
got Curry, you got Clay.
Curry, Clay.
No,
Yeah,
we
Thompson.
remember. But guess what?
Draymond, Zaza.
I'm still gonna pull it up.
We don't
David
count
West.
Zaza.
Okay.
I forget David West was just casually
David
on that
West
Yeah, he
team.
was
cooked
casually
that
just there.
year.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
cooked that year. Anderson Varejao was a great center for them. Klay Thompson, obviously.
Yeah.
Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee.
Didn't
They-
Varejao bounce around from the Cavs to the
Yep.
Warriors and back to the Cavs?
He got a ring because he played halfway through the season with one of them.
Uh-huh.
JaVale McGee, another great backup center for them.
Mhm.
Kevon Looney, a
Mhm.
great rebounding center for
At
them.
that, he was young too.
Sean Livingston, the greatest mid-range shooter of all time.
Mhm.
Casual.
Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP,
I
2 years
love
before.
him.
Mhm.
Draymond Green, obviously.
He's a loser.
Kevin Durant, Steph Curry,
He's a
and Matt
loser.
Barnes.
Mhm.
There's no way you realistically believe that a starting lineup of Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and they kind of interchanged their center position,
It
but
was Zaza.
it was usually JaVale or Zaza
Zaza.
is gonna fucking lose to the Spurs.
Is that the 2018 or 2017
This
roster?
is the 17.
17 team?
We can say a fully healthy 2018
I'll
team.
take.
I legitimately think that series goes 7.
Hey, I'll take. I'll take.
realistically,
I'll
are
take
we
the
saying
2013.
that a fully healthy team, correct?
Yeah.
On both sides. Then
Yes.
I'm taking the 18-19 Warriors over anybody because that's the team with Boogie.
I would say I'll take the Warriors
lost?
over them.
Yeah,
that year.
But if we're saying a fully healthy because Boogie didn't play because he was hurt, KD was hurt, and Clay was
How do we,
hurt.
Not
how
just
do,
that
how do we
team.
know that's going to work then?
I honestly might even
We've
take
seen it in the regular
the
season.
Heat, primetime Heat over them.
I'm saying if we're saying fully healthy, I'm taking that 18-19.
Like, bro,
Warriors
I'm
team.
serious. I might even take the primetime Heat. Wayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, LeBron James.
Against the Spurs?
Not for sure, but 7
That's the team
games.
they beat.
Like,
That's the team they beat.
I know it's a team they beat.
Well, they
but
also
like, you
lost
see what I
that
mean?
team,
Like,
too.
they did lose it, and so it's like it's harder to say. But like that same thing. Like, there's a few of those teams like with that team right there
Yeah.
that like they're so good. Same thing as the Celtics with Paul Pierce, Ray John, Kevin Garnett,
Overrated team.
Kirk. Like, just some of those teams that got so much talent that I would have loved to see play each other. Like,
Yeah,
I ain't
bro.
got no clue what's gonna
I
happen.
think
with
That
them.
goes 7. That goes 7.
A team with Andrew Bogut, Quinn Cook, DeMarcus Cousins, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Damian Jones, Damian Lee, Sean Livingston, Kevon Looney, and Klay Thompson is not losing to the Spurs.
It's hard
in
to
7
go.
games.
It's hard to go off that hypothetical though because of injuries. Like I
We
could
said-
say,
no,
but I could say
but-
today's Clippers beats anybody in 7.
But
There's no
what-
way of saying how far they
Well,
went.
what we said, I literally asked you before I said this. I said fully healthy, and you said yes.
Yeah, fully healthy. We don't know how that fully healthy team performed.
Bro, we've seen them perform in the regular season.
Whole different game, bro.
Bro, that team fully healthy is.
What about even what am I gonna say? 2017 Spurs
What about them?
up 24 on the Warriors.
On one game?
And Kawhi got hurt.
One game.
I could pick them because I don't know how
Don't
far it
say
would go.
that. You said
You
many
even said
times
healthy.
that Kawhi going down is
No,
well
I did
lost
say
on
that, but I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing something completely different.
No, I'm saying a fully healthy team beats the shit out of the Warriors.
Beats the shit out of.
I mean, they were up by 24. That was the most fully healthy we saw. I'm going off of your hypothetical here.
I get what you're saying.
You said most healthy.
I'm just saying Spurs are not beating
Most lopsided finals in
every
NBA
single
history.
team. Bro, I could pick up the 2001 Lakers, and they're absolutely whooping that ass on the 20
Stop
on the
it.
20.
Stop
You're telling
it.
me a prime Shaq
Stop it.
isn't beating a fucking 3-year before retirement Tim Duncan?
I'll give him a good run. It goes 7.
Give him a good
It
run.
goes 7. It goes 7.
Prime Shaq.
Shaq's arguably the best center of all time.
I
Prime
think
Shaq.
he's arguably not greatest. He's arguably one of the best players, like the
He's
best
He's
saying,
player.
arguably
that's what
one of the
I'm
most dominant players of
Well,
all
he
time.
is possibly the most dominant player of all time.
You're telling me a prime Shaq.
Can we both agree though that the 14 Spurs are like the most underrated team?
No, they're a great team.
Oh, so they're-
I was
I don't think
happy.
they're-
I was
They're not-
happy
they're
when
not-
they
they're not talked about enough.
I was happy when
I
they beat
don't
Miami.
think they're underrated. I think it's just everybody
Nobody talks about
Hold
them
on,
when it's
hear me
like
out, hear me out.
all-time great teams.
It's the same thing. Like, this is San Antonio. It's the same thing as Tim Duncan. Like, everybody say he's underrated. It's not the fact that they're underrated. It's they're a fundamental team. They play basketball how you should play it, and they play it
That's why
well.
nobody talks about them.
That's the thing. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just like that's just
I think
against some of the other
I
teams
think-
we've seen.
I think that 2014 Spurs teams can beat a lot of teams, but that 2014 Spurs team isn't even beating the 2007 Spurs. 2007 Spurs were different. The 2007 Spurs were different, bro. They were different.
I give it a 14.
The 2007 Spurs, bro. You're taking a older Tim Duncan over a younger, dominant Tim Duncan.
It was a great built team. There
Oh.
was depth on the bench. There was chemistry. Everybody like. Have you looked at the shooting percentages alone? It is statistically the best finals performance from a team in history.
I get what you're saying, but who's to say that they're going to do that against another team?
You know
like
who-
that, you can't say they're going to play exactly how they did against the Heat because
You know who the
nobody
best team in
nobody
history is?
expected
Well,
them.
yeah, for sure. Because there's no way of telling because we can't put teams together. So then this whole question is irrelevant.
No, what I'm saying, nobody expected them to beat the Heat in 5. Obviously,
Hey, y'all know who the
nobody
best team
expected
is?
that, huh?
In history, the best
Who?
team, the 2026 Thunder.
2026
Okay,
is
Thunder.
crazy. When we get Cooper Flag,
I don't care who we get. I just want a little progression.
So then there's no way of telling them. This whole argument is
no, that's not what I'm saying. Like you can't say look at the shooting percentages from the NBA Finals when they're playing against Miami Heat. They can't say that they're gonna play the same exact way against another team. If we're just talking about roster talent wise, they're not beating every single team in NBA history.
talent's a
in
whole
7
different
game series.
discussion. Obviously,
That's what you said. You said that they're gonna beat any team in NBA history in
So
7
you
games.
said you're comparing talent. That's a hypothetical you can't measure.
What are we comparing then?
Like take Tim Duncan off that roster. You have a young Kawhi, a 57th pick Ginobili, an older.
what are we comparing
Tony
then if we're not
Parker?
comparing teams?
Just team versus team. You said just talent. I'm talking like a team and a system. Spurs beat anybody in 7.
What?
2017, 2018, they win that game. They win that series in 6.
Against the Warriors?
I'm saying the Lakers,
Warriors.
the 2001
There's
Lakers,
a lot of teams that rival them.
the 2001 Lakers beat that Spurs team in 5.
You mean
Stop.
you also got
not
Bro,
5. Not 5.
Shaq is
If
absolutely.
Allen Iverson could give him 5, Spurs are giving him at minimum
Don't disrespect
6.
AI, bro.
I'm not.
AI,
but
bro.
Yeah, he had like one of the best finals performances in history to give him a game. There's no way that those Spurs put up the same amount of
Bro,
games as
Shaq is who's. Hold on.
the Sixers do not.
No. I'm not saying anything about the Sixers. AI,
Insane.
insane.
Are you one of the, yeah, he's,
Arguably
yeah.
one of the.
He
one
ain't
of
never
the-
got a ring, but he's still
arguably
arguably
one of the
best-
great- he's one of the
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to put up one of the best finals performances in NBA history to get one game against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Nobody on talent wise on Spurs, I think,
Yeah.
holds anything
that's-
to A.
that's what
No,
I'm
not-
saying.
No, of course, because
To
there's
AI.
no
So, I think
superstar.
here's
It's
the
a
thing.
team.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
how you play
Well, here's
basketball.
the thing. I think if you match up those two teams, Tim Duncan's great, Mr. Fundamental. He's cooking,
Shaq,
but he's not
not
stopping
cooking
Shaq. He is not stopping Shaq.
2004.
And there
you
is-
give me young Tim
bro.
Duncan. Okay, you give me 05 Tim Duncan. Sure.
Yeah.
07 Tim Duncan.
Well, not
sure.
just that. There is nobody on that team who is stopping Kobe.
2001 Kobe, bro.
Dean Bryant, nobody on that
28
team.
points a
bro.
game.
Completely shutting him down, or at least holding him.
No, like, bro,
Holding
I
him to
don't-
winning 7
holding him
games.
to what?
No.
Like, holding him to what is my thing, though. Like, he gonna put up 30 on your head.
Shaq is absolutely running through Spurs defense in the 2014 team. 2014 team. But Tim Duncan in 2014 is not holding Shaq, bro. Not even slowing him down.
Of course, because Shaq is the most dominant player in history
And nobody's slowing down Kobe. Nobody's.
at all.
I'm
That's what
saying.
you're saying.
Yeah.
And you don't think they're gonna like outscore?
Who's gonna outscore? What are you asking?
How do I say this? Spurs are not gonna outscore the Lakers at all. Not one game, or at least one.
I'm saying they win. I'm saying the Lakers win in 5.
It goes 7. gotta
That's
go
so
7.
crazy,
The defensive
bro.
rating and the shooting percentages are just all time,
Bro.
literally all time high.
Bro.
I'm not saying Shaq is gonna be held to like 10 points a game.
Bro, they're absolutely gonna run through that. That's an old Spurs team, bro.
How are they old if the MVP was 22?
Not even. I'm not talking about Kawhi, bro. I'm talking about Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, man. Those guys were older than like. I'm saying if you said like 07, I'd be like, okay, we can have a convo because those guys were young and they were still. But any team in NBA history against an older Spurs, bro, they're not beating
think-
every single team.
Gotta go 7.
You said that they would win in 7 every single time.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
I think it's gotta go 7.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So am I.
That's so crazy.
Got a
You
minute.
and Wyatt have some of the worst buys I've ever heard in my life. Celtics
I'm
and Spurs.
literally justifying like the percentages, the ratings. It's all there.
Bro, I don't have
Take
to have
my-
a, I don't
take
have to-
my
I-
opinion
I don't have
out.
to have, I don't have to have percentages or ratings to know that Lakers team is absolutely running through them based off talent alone.
I gave him 1. There's no way those Spurs don't give him at least 2.
So they give them 2. They still losing 6.
Gotta go 7.
They still losing 6. Okay, they go 7. Guess what? They're still gonna lose in 7. They're not beating that Lakers team in a 7-game series, no matter
So then
what.
what's the best team of all time?
Best team of all
and
time
7.
is obviously the Warriors. The 17. Here's
the thing, too,
17,
is,
18
like,
Warriors.
It's also stupid to say who's the best team of all time because you want to be technical. Like you got to throw in 73 or 72 and 10 Bulls that
Yeah, 95, 96.
that we haven't even brought up. But here's the thing: is you don't bring them up because it's different basketball. No offense to the 72 and 10 Bulls, but what the fuck are you gonna do off the bench compared to the Warriors? Who on your team is gonna step up and guard Curry and Clay, who can shoot 40 feet out? Who's gonna step up and guard KD, who can also do the same thing but drive right past? You see what I mean? Like it's different basketball. They're different. Like it's yeah, they're different generations. But like there's teams like the Warriors and like that Lakers team that no matter what generation or what people you put them in, they gonna cook the team. Like the Bulls, like they're one of the things you can't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the difference between the great teams. Like the Spurs team, they could probably play up against any other team in any generation and cook. Go take it to 7 games. But there's a few teams like the Lakers that I don't think they beat.
Yeah.
They just don't necessarily beat.
You said eras are different. I want to know what the foul line thinks. Are we done with the 90s?
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say.
Listen. I hate that narrative because, like, no, I hate the narrative.
I wouldn't say 90s.
I hate the narrative because you can nitpick
What?
any. No, listen, because you can nitpick any clips from any time, or even from this era of people who look like absolute like greats who have absolute scrub plays.
LeBron has it's probably some of the most low lights we've ever seen.
Exactly. You can pull low lights from any.
Well, that's what I was about to say,
You
is
can pull
like-
low lights from
Yeah.
any era. Like, there's literally a fucking clip of Andre Drummond dribbling down the court and shoots a layup like this and throws it over the backboard.
Well, that's what I was. These guys are professionals. Like, it's not just that, but like,
There's
I wouldn't say we're
there's a 10-minute video of game winners just on Paul George.
I'm not saying that.
Like, I wouldn't-
Like that's a lot. You can say that
I
there's
wouldn't
no
say we're
defense.
done with the 80s and
I don't think
90s.
so, nah.
Not.
Not because I feel like the 90s were still at a point where that's not even that's barely 30 years ago. Like that's still not too
Yeah.
long ago.
A lot of things progress in 30
Like
years.
but that's all I'm about to say. Like I
The game
do
changed
say,
in 5 years.
I do say that a bunch over 3/4 of the teams in the 80s and 90s could not play with the league today.
I think you can pull players,
fairly,
though.
That's fairly obvious though because
like, that's my thing.
it's
Like
progress-
Patrick
it's
Ewing.
We're not.
progressed.
That's my thing. We're not
Put
done with the
Patrick
80s and
Ewing
90s.
on the Knicks and today. I think that they do.
What?
I think that they do better.
Oh, obviously, Patrick Ewing was a
I'm saying-
mod.
How
Patrick
do
Ewing was
we
a
know for sure though? Because
I'm
he
not
was
saying
always he was physical. You can't
We're
do
not
that today.
done with it, but it's just
Patrick Ewing was also a modernized center
sports
because he liked to
played.
step out and kind of not shoot threes, but he also could step out and hit a jumper. Like he would shoot a corner three every now and then.
and it's not even just how the sport's played. It's how like we can rehabilitate our body, the medicines we got. Like it's
dude.
it's just a better.
It's a whole
league.
different
It's a
world.
better
Like
league
people,
than it
like
was.
I give LeBron longevity's crazy, but also he has millions, billions of dollars invested in his body and
I'm saying this game
doctors.
posted it. It was like quite literally over $1 million.
Back
a
in the
year.
'90s, bro, they weren't getting paid. I mean, they were still getting paid
Cigarettes
millions.
and beer
they,
at halftime,
They
bro.
were still getting paid millions, but it's not even close to how
Well, I
it is
mean,
now.
salaries are looking at like $900K for 4 years instead of
Scottie
$50 million
Pippen,
for
Scottie
2.
Pippen made $7 million in his career,
Exactly, yeah.
and that you know how that ranks all time,
Bro,
like
I would
300.
say Kyle Singer could have played for 5 more years and gotten close.
I'm saying, bro, he probably made just as much money as Scottie Pippen did in his career.
Kyle Singler.
Like,
Half y'all don't even know who that is.
you're lucky if you don't. You're lucky if you
Oklahoma
don't.
City goat.
Hey, college highlights. Watch college
Jeremy
highlights.
Lamb, bro. That's my goat for
Jeremy
the
Lamb's a
Lakers.
goat.
Back in
Anthony
2012,
Morrow.
Hey, 2K12, Jeremy Lamb was
Anthony
14,
Morrow.
bro.
Anthony Morrow, GOAT. Anthony Morrow was a sniper on the OKC
Andre
Thunder.
Roberson.
Shout out Perry Jones the third, bro. Perry Jones the third was my guy on 2K and back in. But now he's
Speaking
ass.
of GOAT, though.
Pablo Cephalosha.
Shout out Thabo, bro. Shout out Andre Roberson. Yeah, so speaking of GOAT,
No, that's how y'all. I'm here to watch this.
You're here to watch this one? You're going to sit?
I'm here to watch that
This is a
one.
group project.
speaking
This is a
of,
group project, bro. You gotta put your 2 cents
yeah,
in.
you gotta put your 2 cents. You gotta say something.
Who's your GOAT?
Obviously,
oh,
Jordan's the GOAT.
Let's
He's,
say-
Okay.
he's the greatest all time. Without Jordan, there is no LeBron. Without Jordan, the game isn't what it is today.
Okay.
About Bill Russell, there's no Jordan. If you want to take that narrative,
How does that work?
Yeah,
how does it work without Jordan? There's not Bron.
Because Jordan quite literally saved the NBA from shutting down. They were literally on the verge of shutting down until he made it popular again to watch basketball.
Yeah, the NBA would've still
even
been
if you
around.
So
want to talk
quite
about
literally-
That's yes, but that's a longer answer.
So the
Dr. J
NBA
did
the
it.
NBA
Well,
would've
yeah,
still
but
been
I'm saying
around.
quite literally, without those guys, there wouldn't be an NBA to have LeBron. He'd be playing football right now if it wasn't for that.
even if you want to talk about just greatness alone, I don't even put LeBron as greater to the game of basketball as Stephen Curry.
Okay, that's a little different.
That's like an impact.
That's
No,
more-
I'm
that's
saying
more
if,
impact.
I'm saying if you want to bring greatness into it,
Well, no. That's more impact than that's more influence. That's what it is. More influence.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think
Like,
Curry.
if-
I think influence-wise, Michael Jordan has influenced the game more than anybody because he started the whole shoe wear, sneaker wear, even like hip hop in
Right.
fucking basketball.
Yeah.
Like bro. Everybody will forever say for the rest of their life, no matter how many like years it goes on, like Mike. That is like the most like normalized saying of all time.
and
Like
then
he influenced the game more. The number 2, I think, has to be Curry, because
Over
nobody-
Iverson?
I think over Iverson, yes, because nobody was shooting
Well, I was
threes.
just about to say you.
Yeah.
I think
nowadays
Iverson's
you have
3.
to.
Yeah, you
I
have
think
to shoot
Iverson's 3.
threes, yeah.
But
Over Kobe?
it was not. Yeah,
Curry is arguable.
because without Jordan, there would be no Kobe.
I would say if Jordan
Yeah.
wasn't
Kobe
just,
literally copied his whole
Yeah.
copied his
if
whole
Jordan
style.
wasn't just Jordan, Curry would easily be the one because nobody has ever changed the game
And Jordan
that
would have
big.
won 6 rings and been like they called him Black Jesus because he saved the NBA.
Everybody
That's why they called him
every-
that.
Blasphemous
well, here's the
glazing
thing.
is what we
Every
called it.
team
he's
had
the
a-
reason
a
Nike's even a
shooter.
company.
That's true.
Every team had a shooter before Curry and all this happened.
But they didn't have
now,
a Steph Curry.
They did
Now
not
have to
have
be a
the
shooter.
every
shooter.
player on your team
Is a
needs to
shooter,
be able
yeah.
to shoot.
Yeah. You
It's
didn't
a
have
different league.
guys
If
casually
you-
dribbling
if
in and pulling up from 42
If
feet.
Jokic could make his threes like how they want him to and how they need him to in today's game, they win the series against Timberwolves
Bro's
because
a
they
pretty
need
decent
that.
shooter though for his
Is that-
size and
that's
how
the
he
thing, like-
moves.
Yeah.
But that's what you just need in this game.
So,
Like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Need it because somebody as good as Giannis. As good as Giannis is, even we're seeing him like he needs to build a shot so he can really progress and be on top of the league.
Yeah.
he needs a faster. Like he can't be like slow mo because he's the main player. They're gonna be looking out for him.
Like,
They
look at
don't-
Nas
they
Reed,
don't
bro.
look out for slow mo.
Nas Reed's a big ass power forward who plays like a center, but also can ISO like a guard and shoot corner threes and shoot threes. Like if you watch,
You see, he played guard back in high
if
school.
you watch
college.
Nas Reed, he was a part of Jelly Fam.
Yep.
Like no, I didn't know that. But I actually didn't know that until like a year ago that he was a
figured
part
out
of
a few
Jelly
months ago.
Fam. And like bro's clips are insane.
He
And he
cool.
moved like you ever watch Kevon Looney college highlights?
Yeah.
He played exactly like Kevin Durant when he was in college, and now he's a rebounder.
Yeah.
Doesn't do shit but
Wait,
rebound.
so
Hangs out.
going back to, I think it's Jordan.
GOAT.
Go.
So yeah, I think my GOAT's Jordan. It is. I always said if LeBron won another ring with LA, that he would be the GOAT because
Why?
I think
Why?
because I mean
that would put him at 5.
they put him at 5. Obviously his finals record still isn't amazing, but the 2020 ring, people can hate on the bubble or whatever. That was a tough ring to win. Like if Miami would have won, the narrative would be completely different. People would say, Jimmy Butler won a ring in the bubble in the hardest time against LeBron. The fact that LeBron won, people were talking different, saying it's easy. I do believe that. I
Yeah,
do.
I think
I'd talk shit either way.
I think the bubble
We
is
know.
the bubble is a different conversation, but it's not a negative. It doesn't add anything, but it doesn't take away anything.
That's what I feel like
It's
people put
literally
too
like
much on
this
it.
was the rules of
it's
the
a
game.
championship.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's still
They
basketball.
adapted the best.
Yeah, it's still
They
basketball.
adapted
It's still
the best.
basketball, and it's not like LeBron was centered within himself
Exactly.
and then expected to go out of. No, everybody was in the same
I think
situation.
they should have taken the best teams because the Bubble Suns team, they were on a tear.
Bro, Bubble.
For a second, it was
Who
great.
was it?
They
That
were
dropped
TJ
like-
Warren.
Bubble TJ
Bubble
Warren was crazy, bro.
I'll never forget the bubble Dort block and then Dort not block.
And then Dort threw it out of bounds when he could just turn around and shot it again.
We're going off though. You think why is it LeBron?
Yeah. All right. Now I take a seat.
Oh, so this is the thing. Like,
I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Like, I'm gonna start it with people respect it when they're like, I grew up watching Jordan, and that's why. Like, oh, I respect that. When people say I grew up watching LeBron, and that's why, people are like, oh, but this, oh, but that. Obviously, that's a big part already. Like, that's the guy. Growing up, I'm from OKC. We haven't won a championship yet, but we have never been a bad team.
No.
We've been listen, that's my thing though. Even in our bad years, we're still almost making the playoffs, or we are in the playoffs. You see what I mean?
The year we won.
For other people, bad
games.
years. That's my thing. For other people, bad years, they're last seed for 3 years. Like, okay, see, we've been good. We just haven't gotten the championship. So, like, we watch good players. We watch good sports. You got LeBron in our era, and he cooks everybody. Like, not just that. It's just, for me, it's the way he plays, the way he, like, just the way he plays. The way he does the game of basketball. It's, to me, I think it works better in a 5-person 5-on-5 than Jordan.
I think
Not a lot better. Oh, he's much better. But if I have to pick one, I'll take Bron.
if I'm going off like talent, I think LeBron is probably the best all-around basketball player of all time. Passing wise,
That's why I say all around best player.
like he's not a great three-point shooter, but like all around he can shoot. He can shoot threes. He can get to the basket.
whatever you
He's
need.
an athletic freak. He can pass the ball better than a lot of point guards.
His mind is off
He
the
has
charts.
some of the craziest IQ of all time. He's a good X's and O's guy. He's a good leader, all around player of all time. I think it has to be LeBron because frame wise as well, all around player. He
got
can
what
do
you want.
everything.
But he's not the greatest.
I'm not saying what I said. I said I just think all around player of all time is LeBron.
I think there's no like Jordan had too great of a resume for LeBron to even get there. It's not like
I think what I
At
think
all. It's
I'm not
not
gonna lie to
close.
you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think what hurt LeBron's legacy the most was losing to the Mavs in 2011. I think if they win that series, his legacy is a whole different conversation because then they three-peat. Obviously, they
Right.
beat the Spurs the next year. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Thunder then the
then
Spurs. Like they three-peat, and they
Well,
had the
like-
potential. They had the potential to go
I'm
four-peat.
gonna say that's my thing. Like the resume is like
And
it's
who knows if they're coming off a three-peat?
He has
how
so
that
many- he
momentum
has so
carries
many
into
things-
the next NBA
he
Finals.
has so many things on his career that are just bring it down so much. Where I can't give that the
Well, my
goat.
thing is people always throw the resume up and it's respectable. Like I understand
It's
the
just facts.
resume, but at the same time, like watch him play. Like he has four championships.
Yeah.
Championships,
How many MVPs?
Four
Three?
MVPs.
Four MVP as well.
MVPs.
Yeah, 4 championships, 4 MVPs.
6
All right,
championships, 5 MVPs.
He got
One
the stats.
DPOY.
He got the rewards. He got
And
the
scoring
stats.
titles.
Like, yeah, I mean that's my thing. Yeah, he got a DPOY, but also I mean it's an easier league. Like there's not as many stars.
Bro,
Listen,
people can
you
hit on the
can't-
90s,
You can't
bro.
say that, bro.
People
Rudy,
can hit on the 90s.
Rudy
It's-
Gobert has how many Defensive Player of the Year awards?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying people can say the 90s was like weak, whatever the fuck they want to say. It was a hard
Listen, I'm
ass
not saying it's
defensive
weak.
era.
I'm saying-
Greatness is how you if you're the best player on the court and if you could win the best. The reason I won't put Wilt Chamberlain as the best because he was undoubtedly the greatest of his era, but the best of his era. But Bill Russell won all the time, and I won't give Bill Russell the edge because he won the most, but he wasn't the best player. When Jordan was at his peak, Jordan was the best player, and he took over the league. Nobody ate when he was in the finals.
I'm serious. If Jordan didn't go play baseball, he might have won 8
He
straight.
might have won 8.
He could.
He
I
probably
would give
would've won
Rockets
9
1 though
straight.
because that's
How would he win
72. That's 72 and 10.
He just would have.
I think he wins 8 straight if
That's
he doesn't
72
get.
and 10 though. Rockets gave him 3 losses.
That's
two.
in my opinion. I know we say there's a lot of the biggest what ifs. What if Jordan did not go to baseball?
Bro,
We're talking 8 potential finals here.
I think he wins
In
8
a row.
straight.
And obviously he came back and lost to Orlando for sure. Like one could say like, oh,
Yeah, but
came
he
back
also
to
was,
Orlando.
it was half a season in.
Yeah, no, it was only 12 games.
Well, he
whenever
played
he was
12 games.
45?
Yeah, he played 12 games.
And he still lost. That's the biggest.
And he lost to the
That's the
Magic.
biggest like knock to Jordan's career.
And think, but
And
it,
losing in-
That's not even a knock if you think about it, because he went and played a whole nother sport, played
For 2
for
years.
the minor league team for the White Sox, came back and still cooked.
While Michael Jordan was
everyone.
like, while he was in his prime, touched the finals once. Was Pippen an All-Star that year? No.
not 91. 90. He was in 93.
6 championships. Nobody even won 5 in Jordan's era.
He was in 93, and then he was the 2 years that Jordan was
That's my
out.
thing. Is like that's what I'm saying. Like Jordan is up there, definitely. Like 1 or 2, just like
It's
LeBron,
one, dude.
one
Like,
of the greatest of all time.
But I think,
But-
I think it's not. I think like yes, you can like if you believe Jordan's a GOAT, great. I'm not saying you have to interchange them, but I'm just saying, as if you are a
Well, this is what I was about to say.
if you're a basketball fan, if you actually watch basketball, if you're in any like basketball media, you realistically have to see both sides.
Well,
like you
exactly.
have,
That's what I was about
you
to
do.
say.
I'm not saying you have to say LeBron's the GOAT, but you have to go into the mind of that and look at all of what LeBron did.
I would say here's the difference.
And you have to be able to say that
I grew up playing
Yeah.
basketball, watching basketball, playing 2K, like talking about basketball with friends, hypotheticals, like who's the best player here, who's the best player. Grew up all around this, so like it's the sport I like. I watch basketball. When I watch kids or anybody playing basketball, I can watch their moves and be like, oh, that's a tough move. And like you were saying, I can look at somebody and tell how good you are at basketball. Roughly. Not exactly, but roughly if you're good or not at basketball. When I watch Jordan plays and when I watch LeBron play, they're both so good.
Yeah, LeBron
But-
did too.
I'll take LeBron in a 5-on-5, like in basketball, watching his talent, him in the game.
But that's
A
the
5-on-5 team.
that's the better conversation, not the greater conversation.
No, that's greater. That's better. Greater. That's my thing. That's people like greater and better are different. No,
They are.
If
It's
you're
combined.
better-
They are different.
It's
if
combined.
you're better
it's
than him, you're
combined.
greater than him.
No, that's for sure
if you're
combined. That's a
talking
whole
about-
different
they go
discussion.
together.
If
Like,
you're talking about like best players of all time, like skill wise, honestly, skill wise, I mean, I know he was fundamental, but Tim Duncan's definitely lower on that list.
also, if you want to talk about
Curry's
greater,
higher, Kevin
Yeah,
Durant's
if you want
higher.
to talk about greater, no offense, Jordan's out the conversation because Russell got 11.
Stop.
No. If you want to talk about dominating the league, Russell got 11 and he puts everybody out the
And
conversation.
I will get into that league. Go
On that
ahead.
essence, he's greater than everybody
No,
else.
he's not.
I wouldn't.
Because he wasn't the best player
He
in the
wasn't
league.
the best player
He
in the
wasn't the
league.
best player in the
In
league.
a
But he
league-
wasn't.
so-
I said it's combined.
It's
That's
see what
not.
I'm saying?
combined.
I said,
No,
I
I
said
don't. It's
talent,
combined. I
talent
think
and
it's
greatness
justified.
go
Hold on,
hand in
hold on.
hand.
Hold on, if you're using that logic, then you can't say LeBron either.
Well,
Because
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. That's why I don't like the logic. Like it's
combined.
goes hand in hand.
combined.
It
That's
goes
literally
hand in
why I just
hand.
said Chamberlain is not over Bill Russell because Bill Russell won all the time, and it's hard to put Russell up there. He wasn't even the best player in the league. When you have guys like Elgin Baylor dropping 38 a game, and you have guys like Chamberlain dropping 50 a game,
Elgin Baylor's
he's averaging
crazy.
17.
All right, rest in peace, Elgin Baylor.
Shout out Elgin Baylor, who's catching bodies on and off the court.
he was cold.
But Bill Russell's averaging 17 a game. Yes, he's winning, but he's not even the best player in the league. How is he the greatest?
Well,
Like,
listen,
And
I
he
agree
had
with
Bob
that.
Cousy.
But it's just like that's my thing.
People
though, is
hate
like,
on Bob Cousy, bro. He's
He
a
was-
top ass
he-
PG for the time.
yeah, he was-
Yeah, for that time, he was the
And,
Curry of that
it's so,
generation.
and it's so hard to like. Nah, Pistol Pete was the Curry of that generation because bro, bro was pulling from fucking damn near half court with
Well,
no
that's my thing,
3-point
like,
line.
resumes are important. You have to look at resumes. But
yes, 'cause that's what
also,
defines that justifies your
also-
So what?
greatness.
No offense.
LeBron is what in the finals? 4
and
and
6.
4 and 6.
But also, that's my thing. No offense, the resume is paired just as equally as how good you are at the game.
Let's
At
go, look,
basketball.
listen,
No,
listen,
because
listen.
LeBron is so great, but he has a shit resume.
Like Bill
Listen,
Russell
listen.
got everybody to
I
be on the
would say
resume.
Nah,
LeBron
not a
doesn't.
shit
No,
resume.
LeBron
Shit
does
resume
not
is
have a
crazy.
shit
11
resume.
Shit resume is crazy.
But one thing
Shit
that
resume. LeBron's a shit
No, I'm saying
resume.
there's so much shit on. I meant to say like there's so many
Oh.
knocks on his
I thought you
resume.
saw the side.
No, LeBron. No, LeBron. I mean, serious. LeBron is number 2, but he has so many knocks on his resume. There's no way I give him number 1.
Listen.
Oh,
So look,
okay.
wait before you say anything. Let's look back. If you look back at LeBron's finals, right? 07. I don't knock him for that. I don't knock him for 07.
I don't at all, but it's set in stone that he lost and he was
no.
swept.
But you said knocks on his record.
Yes.
I don't knock him for that.
Losing is a knock, regardless of how you look at it.
I don't think so.
That's why I said Jordan in '95. That's a knock. He lost. It doesn't matter. Oh, he came back for 12. It's set in stone. If we all die today, he lost. That's a knock. He was swept by the Celtics. Oh, he was.
Spurs. In
No, I'm
07.
talking about
Oh.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, they're talking about
Oh,
LeBron.
he
my
was swept
bad.
by the Celtics, whatever. Oh, but he was. There's no excuses. It's set in stone. He lost, regardless of how you feel, how I feel. He lost. Now LeBron was young. He had no help. He still lost. That's a knock. Regardless of how you look at it, at the end of the
I get what
day,
you're saying.
he lost.
I get what you're saying. But the main argument that people make is who had more help. That's the main argument that gets made, correct? We can say that.
Michael
They
Jordan.
always say LeBron had no help, whatever. In 07, LeBron was, 4 years into the league, right?
22 years old, I think.
Yeah,
Drafted at 18,
yeah, probably 22, 23
Yeah,
at the time.
22.
Yeah. So he's playing in there. He has an all-star teammate in Big Z. People tend to forget that he had an all-star teammate. We talked about Michael Jordan. He didn't have an all-star teammate in his first 2 championships.
Yeah.
So
technically,
what do you mean technically?
technically, Scotty wasn't on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. So how can you just Jordan wins 2 rings with no all-star teammates against Magic Johnson?
So you're telling me you take Iglauskas that year over Scotty with Jordan, his first 3 years.
What'd you say?
You're telling me you taking Iglauskis that year.
I hate
People
that.
hate on bro. People hate
I'm
on
not
bro.
saying
He was
he's
a
bad.
good. He was a damn good center.
I'm not saying he's bad, but you're telling me you take him over Scottie Pippen his first two with
Don't
Jordan.
forget Anderson Varejao either.
That is a very shot, bro.
Bro, this Cavs.
No, you don't. No, I'll answer it for you. No, you don't take him over him.
I mean,
Whether he's an all-star or not, Scottie was better.
Okay, can I say what I was gonna say?
Go ahead.
All right. Another thing that I don't think will ever be beaten. Actually, it might be beaten. I'm not sure. I'm 90% sure it's not. Jordan's 11 scoring titles.
10.
I thought it was 11.
10.
10.
10.
His 4 MVPs.
He started the scoring thing.
Hey, I'm one off every time. Like all that. Didn't he have a DPOY?
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah,
DPOY.
if I'm not mistaken, I think
and
he's
multiple.
the
Thank you.
he's the
multiple
last
defensive teams.
isn't he the last guard?
How many times
That
was
was a
he?
smart one. DPOY.
Okay,
How many times was he all NBA first, or do they even have that yet?
Yeah, they did. It was a lot.
There was a lot.
Yeah, all those.
Like it's just Jordan's resume is just so stacked. Like
All right.
LeBron's just does not.
I got this
touch
pulled
it.
up right here.
Is it-
So, keep talking. I pull something else.
Like
up. Keep
it's
talking.
so stacked, and like I said, LeBron is undoubtedly number 2. There's just so many things that are on his career that it's
You can say he's number 2. You can't say undoubtedly.
undoubtedly.
No, it's not.
It's not undoubtedly because it's not undoubtedly.
All right. Swept in 07.
Like we said, you have to look at it from
Bro,
both sides of the
all
argument.
I'm saying is also this: if you switch their position,
Don't switch that. Just look at what's set there.
If you straight up switch them, LeBron and Michael's spot, Michael's and LeBron's spot.
Different- different
LeBron
era of
has
basketball.
more than
Different
Michael.
era of
Different era of basketball.
Listen,
Okay,
stop
then.
saying that Michael can cook in this era just like
I'm
he
not
did
saying
then.
he can't.
Put
LeBron
Shaq,
can.
on,
he can't.
put Shaq on those Bill Russell Celtics. He's winning 20.
But
Of course, you're gonna say hypotheticals. I'm telling
you can't
what's
switch
set
them
there.
either.
No, that's a completely different
because
hypothetical.
they're
bro.
two different positions and they have two different play styles.
That's why I hate when people say,
You can't,
that's why I hate people say LeBron has more. LeBron has more assists and rebounds and blocks than Jordan. Okay, he's fucking 6'8" and plays a whole. He
You
plays a whole
can't-
different position.
You can't switch the positions and like you're going off of
Not positions.
or
I mean,
I'm
like-
saying like the times,
Bro,
right?
I'm just mean like, bro, if you put LeBron in Michael's spot with his teams that he had at that time period, you put Michael in this time period.
Yeah,
LeBron does more than Michael.
yeah, because there's more 30 years of advancements back then.
I mean, if you look at the game, he don't play a lot different. He gets to the hoop, he passes.
30 years of advancements.
If you look at the game and how good Michael and LeBron
So
are, they
now
play
we're
the
gonna do
same. They play a
hypotheticals
lot of the
because
same.
it's based on feeling. I'm telling you what's set in stone. LeBron was swept in 07. He had a choke on the almost overpowered team that you can even think of at the time. 2011 averaged 17 in the finals, outscored by who?
Listen, we already
JJ
talked about
Barea.
JJ Barrera.
watching basketball.
I'm
Watch the
still
basketball. You
going.
told me
I'm
you
still
didn't play
going. He beat
basketball.
a Young Thunder, which is arguably probably his best championship, like legitimate championship. There was no knock there.
Also, legitimate championships.
That one, what? I've heard people like, oh, wasn't Draymond ejected? Wasn't Curry hurt?
But Curry wasn't hurt. No, he's played like shit. Draymond got suspended in Game 6.
But like,
Yeah, he did
but
do that.
2012, there was no like
2012,
argument.
you can say
He was just a better team overall, right?
playing against an experienced young Thunder team.
Yeah. Okay. So we're good
But
there.
I'm saying his
2013
his
went to
best
7 with the
championship is
Spurs.
2016.
Oh yeah, I'm saying like I guess the
I don't think you can knock anybody coming back down 3-1.
Listen, all I'm saying is you keep bringing up the resume and like
because it's facts.
well, that's
It's
cool.
there.
That's cool. But like it's like one of those things where like you don't understand unless you played basketball most of your life. Like the resume is
I don't have to be.
Listen, well, listen,
What do you mean by
Listen,
that?
what I'm
I don't have to be a
saying.
chef.
Listen, what I'm saying. No, listen, what I'm saying.
I want to hear this. What do you mean by
The
that?
resume is important, yes. But whenever you play a sport or do something, when you see somebody else do it, you recognize how good they are.
I don't have to be a chef to know food tastes like
No
shit.
matter how the resume is. No
I
matter how the resume
want to be a
is.
barber to know when somebody got a trash ass haircut.
Yeah, that's different,
look
though.
at Stephen A.
You don't know the details of it though.
Even he's
You
never
don't know
played
the
basketball.
detail. You don't know the details. of it.
He averaged
Yeah,
points,
and
2
Stephen A.
points.
Points at college.
0.5 points a game.
And Stephen A. got some
College.
terrible fucking takes too. Why do you think he's clipped everywhere?
Look at Colin Cowherd.
Bum bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, like past basketball players will tell you who played now, who played then. Multiple of them will be like, yeah, LeBron's the best of all time. Multiple will say,
More
yeah,
will say Jordan.
yeah, Jordan's the best of all time. But that's the thing. Like, if you're a hooper, you watch it and you see the hoopers. You see how good they was and how good they is at basketball,
Listen,
not their resume.
so
at the
those-
game of basketball.
that's the only thing I will say to Brandon. I think it's a little insane that you think there's like no argument that
It's not.
LeBron's the GOAT.
It's
I
not.
But
think
that's why it's like if you respect it and say that there's an argument, I see what you mean. Jordan's better. But
like to-
saying there's no argument
Like
is
to truly
absurd.
analyze sports,
You
you,
ha-
have to see both ways.
That's why I try to be most unbiased possible. I'm not saying anybody's being biased.
No,
Right
I know what you mean.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it's just-
saying. I'm just saying if we're technically NBA media. Us three. Not saying Brandon because he, it's his first
Right.
time on the NBA podcast. Us three are technically NBA media. If you want to get technical, you have to be unbiased if you're going to have a legit argument about something.
Yeah.
And so with LeBron and Jordan, I think it's almost impossible to say there's not a single argument for LeBron being the GOAT. There's not a single argument, not one.
Nope.
That's insane.
I said no feelings or no biasness.
No bias.
I will give you all permission to stop me or ask questions
Okay.
when I am being biased.
Okay.
There was
I don't know. I wasn't saying you were being
no,
biased.
I'm gonna talk, and I'm not shutting you up, by the way. I'm saying like, stop me
Okay.
and say you're biased or question.
All right,
There is no argument for LeBron over Jordan.
Biased.
Why?
Can't say there's no argument.
Why?
How is there no argument?
Why?
I mean,
No, why?
I'm
why
asking
is
him. Why am I biased?
No, why is
we
there no
talked about it for the
argument?
last 30 minutes. You
Why
can't
is
say
there
there's
no-
no
there's-
argument.
Brandon, can I,
Yeah, go ahead.
there is an argument for Kareem to be the GOAT. There's an
Yes.
argument for
No,
LeBron to be the GOAT. There's an argument for Curry to be the GOAT.
no.
There's arguments for so many Shaq. Because we're never gonna
No.
see another Shaq. No matter what. There's never gonna be another Shaquille O'Neal. There's never gonna be another Kobe Bean Bryant.
Sure.
I think Kobe can't be the GOAT just because he's literally a copy of Michael Jordan.
I have.
and the Finals MVP.
I'm saying these are arguments that can be made.
I think the
There
three
is one.
most realistic arguments you can make
Jordan,
is
Kareem,
Jordan, is Jordan, Kareem, and LeBron.
Okay, so I have Jordan at 1
Six MVPs.
because like I said,
Larry Bird too.
like I said,
Fuck no.
he was the best in the league, and he was the greatest in the league. Like meaning he was the best player on the court, and he won the most. He won 6. Who was second in that? 5 with Magic. 5 championships.
Magic was more 80s
Kareem
and
was
90s.
6.
Kareem only has, or
Kareem has 6.
I think Kareem has-
Kareem wasn't the best player on all of his teams.
Kareem has most
Kareem has
MVPs.
6.
Kareem has 6
Yeah.
MVPs.
I don't
Yes,
have LeBron.
yes,
I don't have
yes.
LeBron at 1 because he's lost so much in his career.
It's 6.
He's lopsided winning ratio in the finals. He's on the opposite side of the most dominant finals run from the 2014 Spurs. Like statistically,
I
that is
respect it, but also
Yeah, 2017
LeBron,
Warriors.
LeBron has also played some of the
2017
best
Warriors
teams
is a
in
crazy
NBA
argument
history.
to make.
Yeah, of course.
during that
Jordan,
time.
Yeah.
Jordan will never
Yes.
have to even get
because
close
we
to
won't
matching
know
up
the
with that.
hypothetical, but it's set in stone that LeBron has lost a lot, regardless of he was the best. Yeah, he was the best player on those courts, but it's set in stone that he lost. He was swept twice in the finals. He had a gentleman sweep once in the finals. Lost to the Mavericks in the finals.
Gentleman sweep twice.
Gentleman sweep
Three
twice.
times.
And
They only picked up one game
Coming
against the
down
Mavs,
3-1
right?
all the time. Jordan was down 3-1. It never fucking happened. Jordan shut down the league. Like legit, like
Jordan
6
never had the
finals.
opportunity to go down 3-1.
He never had the opportunity to go down 3-1. Never went to a
Also,
7.
one argument I think makes a lot of sense is how the series worked back in the 90s. Like they had to
Best
win
of fives.
best of 5. Like if you look
It
back
was
at
best
like
of 5 first round only. I think.
first, second, it was first and
First
second.
two?
It was first 2. So if, like I'm not saying anything about the first, second round, but like think about we can look back at what just happened with the Nuggets and the Lakers. If that's back in Jordan's era, that's a sweep. They swept already.
Yeah.
So I think it's harder to win in 5. I think than it is. Obviously, it's harder to win in 5. You
Yeah.
have less opportunity to win. So I think that kind of helps Jordan's case even more, that he was winning in less, in more competitive, not more competitive, but you get what I'm saying.
Harder and easier.
Yeah.
Another thing, like, yes, LeBron has lost a lot, but you can't look at Jordan's time in the NBA as just those 6 rings. He had how many years? 16, 18?
15.
Oh, I thought he went more. 15 years. So that's 9 years
So,
that
like,
he didn't win.
He was drafted in '84 and didn't win his first ring until '91.
And not just that he didn't win, that like 9 years that he wasn't even there.
'84, they were pretty ass.
80.
LeBron's been there how many times?
86 broke his foot.
That was '85.
How many times has LeBron been there?
That was
10.
'85.
How many times he
46.
lost?
How many times he been there?
He's
Hey, talking about
hey,
dominance.
another
Listen,
argument.
Undoubtedly, he's
also-
been the best
listen,
player in the league, but
we
he just
haven't
does
even
not
brought,
win.
listen, we haven't even brought up the teams they played against. Like I said, LeBron has played 3 of the top 10 hardest teams in NBA history.
Another argument for LeBron, obviously the 2018 run, but the only
They didn't win.
But I'm just saying, like, that was one of the craziest runs. But
Yeah.
let me finish.
He's
But
sweet.
another
He's weak.
argument that can be made for LeBron, the only player to come back down 3-1. Yes, Kyrie hit the shot, but LeBron had the block.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So that's an argument. Like, LeBron did that, and he has 4 rings as all those. So you can definitely make an argument for LeBron to be the GOAT. There is an argument to be had there. You can't say it's without a doubt, because Jordan has lost a lot too.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
you said,
But not on the biggest stage.
you said 6 championships, 15 years. That's
9 years without winning.
9 years without winning. How many times has LeBron not won?
in 20 years.
16
In
years?
21 years.
That's longer than Jordan's whole career.
Yeah.
What argument are you making here?
No, I'm just
There
saying.
is no argument
you,
for
you can't
LeBron.
look at Jordan's career as just a 6-0.
I can't. No, for sure. He's lost so many.
He literally just said.
I just justified for that.
No, I was just pointing that out because he was talking about how many times like Jordan went and won. So I was just saying.
He's been
Or no,
undoubtedly
he's talking about how much LeBron has lost. I
Jordan
said
didn't win in 9 years. LeBron.
16. Okay, so that shuts that down. And like you
that was
said,
the point to be made.
Jordan never went up against these powerhouse teams because guess what? He was the powerhouse team.
No,
Nobody.
because
72-10 isn't.
72-9 or 73-9.
And look who won. They lost.
Listen, all I'm saying is, yeah, Jordan was the powerhouse
He's the
team,
powerhouse team
but
to
like
beat.
there was nobody else in the league like now.
Because he shut them
I
down.
don't
Like,
know,
there were,
bro.
like,
you
four-
can't,
no,
you
there were,
can't
like-
say there was nobody else
Bro,
because the
there were,
Jazz,
like,
the
4 or
Jazz
5
should- the
teams.
Jazz had the better team than the Bulls did,
You
and
had
they still
4
lost
or 5
back-to-back
teams.
years. The Houston Rockets, tough as hell. The Indiana Pacers with Reggie Miller, tough as hell. The New York Knicks Jordan gave them hell every year, and they were still tough as hell.
he had
You
to
can-
go through the bad boy
The
Pistons.
Bad Boy Pistons,
Bad Boy Pistons, the Larry Bird
Lakers,
Celtics.
the Larry Bird Celtics, all these teams that Jordan went through, they're
All
tough
Hall of
as
Famers,
hell.
by the way. All Hall of
They're
Fame led
tough as
teams.
hell teams that he went through. People can trash the 90s for being weak, and not every team is not that great. But those are players that are ranked in the top 20 of all time that Jordan had to go through
Connor.
to get rings.
Our top 5 episode we did all those years ago on Google Meets. How many of our top 5 teams were from Jordan's era compared to LeBron's? Because I don't remember.
And not even that. Like you can't.
I remember I had the 80-something Celtics.
Jordan's
the
last championship was
Warriors,
98.
The
Right?
Bulls.
Can you imagine the greatest teams at that time were in Jordan's era? Like,
See,
how are
I-
you gonna say like the 17? Jordan never went against the 17 Warriors. Obviously, it's in the future. There's no way it could happen.
No, that's not even that. I mean, like,
He was that
but
powerhouse team
he
to beat.
never had to go against something that good.
because he was that good.
I mean, yeah, I
They
see
were
what you
the
mean,
team.
though.
They were
But
the
like,
team to
They
beat.
were the team.
Jordan, it was on the
Because-
greatest team in
because
NBA history for the
they
longest
were
time.
one of the first teams to casually bring around 3 to 4 All-Stars
That's
and
not
chill
true.
with it.
That's not true. That's
One-
not true.
I
That's
said
not true.
one. I didn't say the. I said one of the
But if
first
you
teams.
can look back. You can look back in 1971. Kareem goes and gets a ring with Oscar. Okay,
Yeah.
2 All-Stars right there. Okay, Kareem goes to the Lakers, plays with Magic, plays with
James Worthy.
fucking James Worthy.
That's one of them.
Larry
Exactly.
Bird fucking plays with Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale.
That's one of them.
Who's the guy that just died? Bill Walton, all on one
There's
team.
another guy that played with Bird. He won Finals MVP. Forgot his name. I have it pulled up.
All on one team. The Bad Boy Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, Bill
love that. I love
Laimbeer,
those
Dennis
guys so much.
Rodman, all of them. Like, these are all multiple teams. The Jazz with
Cedric
Karl
Maxwell,
Malone.
that guy.
Oh, Cedric, yeah. The Jazz with John Stockton and Karl Malone and all those guys. Houston Rockets with Hakeem. All like
Jordan dominated and shut down the league when he was in his prime. Beat everybody. Was undoubtedly the best player on the court, and he won the most. In Jordan's era, like I said, closest thing to it was Kareem had 6, yes, but he wasn't the Finals MVP. He wasn't the best player on all of his teams. Magic had,
Finals MVP twice.
and Magic won 5. Was he the best player on all those teams? Probably, right?
One Finals MVP his rookie year. That's another.
Yeah, but
that's
he has-
another good argument.
That's a good argument there.
But he only wins that because Kareem goes down in game
Yes.
6.
Now, LeBron's era, 4. Curry, 4. Kobe, 5.
I will
Duncan, 5.
I will say, LeBron and Jordan are some of the small majority of people that can say that they've won more than 3 rings and been Finals MVPs in all those rings.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, not a lot of people can say it. Curry can't say that. He only has 1.
Yeah, that's why Jordan is
Shout out Iggy.
Jordan 6 for 6 Finals MVPs. Jordan and LeBron's 4 for 4. Now, going back to when LeBron lost, 2014, he allowed the youngest a second youngest Finals MVP, and a 22-year-old Kawhi. Same position as LeBron. That's who LeBron has. 2017, 2018. An all-time great performance from Kevin Durant. Again, small forward, forward.
Bro, 36 points as NBA final average is so crazy.
And that's the guy
bro.
LeBron. That's the guy LeBron's guarding.
Bro.
That's the guy LeBron's guarding. Kevin Durant twice. 2020, the bubble. Jimmy Butler had an all-time great with a 48-point triple-double against who? LeBron. LeBron was guarding him. Small forward. That's your guy.
I don't know if LeBron was guarding him.
Okay.
They were even considering giving Jimmy the Finals MVP.
No, I do know what you mean. I just don't know. I don't think Brown was guarding him that series.
A point that
Jimmy was running guards.
I think people don't talk about enough because they look at Jordan individually. Jordan was the best player on
Undoubtedly
the top two best team that the NBA's ever seen, 72-10, and he was the best player. Did he win MVP that year? Yeah. Won MVP that year too. Won the finals that year too.
Yeah.
LeBron has not been on any top 5 greatest teams ever.
That's debatable.
Besides Heat.
Yeah, so that's one.
But he only won twice.
Otherwise,
He only won twice with the Heat.
JJ Barrett's a no.
Yeah, bro. That's one thing,
8
bro.
points in a finals game. What GOAT has done that in any sports? Just
also the fact that Miami team didn't win more is very disappointing.
not 4, not 5, not 6.
And they could have done it, bro.
They definitely could have won at least 4 or 5.
I don't think they would, because Dwayne Wade was on his after that third one. Dwayne was on his last leg.
Was on his last leg. Chris Bosh was on his last leg because he had
blood
clots. Like
shout out Chris Bosh, man, being forced to retire early because of a medical condition.
It's so sad, bro.
Now
I remember 2K14. Chris Bosh, man.
Another thing too with LeBron being the GOAT, the argument here. There's always a change of argument. It's, dude, LeBron's old and he can fucking do it. And then when he loses, bro, he's
LeBron's old. You can't do it.
He can't do it. And
that's always the Lakers need it. Lakers have the best offseason.
Lakers have the best offseason.
Which I'm not gonna lie.
And then
they had a really good offseason.
They got Gabe Vincent.
They got
Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, Torian Prince, D'Lo. Like they had a fucking crazy offseason.
LeBron wanted D'Lo back.
Had a crazy offseason.
And then LeBron has nobodies, right?
LeBron has no help.
LeBron can do everything. And then when he loses, dude, LeBron has to do everything.
Oh man, he's playing the reigning champions. There's no way. Whenever him and AD said before the season, we want the Nuggets again.
Yep. I don't know. The only thing I disagree with Brandon on is the fact that he said there's no argument at all for LeBron to be the GOAT, because I'm saying everything he's done, like, bro, the fact that he's probably gonna end his career with like 43,000, maybe 40. If he keeps playing, he can honestly end his career like 45,000 points.
That's the thing too. Is like that's the difference I think also with LeBron and Jordan that we don't have to see and both people don't look at is Jordan didn't really care or want to play more. LeBron definitely could have retired a few years ago. Kept his narrative, didn't keep those extra few years, like kept his resume looking nice, all that, and the argument would be a lot cleaner. But he also doesn't really care, wants to hoop, and wants to play with his son. And so he's going to be playing for 24 years. And people like, oh, we played this long. It didn't make it 18 years.
But I also think Jordan had nothing left to prove. Like, he literally said that he had nothing left to prove. He literally came back and had his trash years on the Wizards that weren't even really trash years.
He was just there for like...
He was just over 20.
He was averaging over 20, and then I think he was the oldest player ever to drop 50.
Yeah, he was just hanging out.
Still battling with Kobe on the court.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
them all-star picks with them in their regular jerseys.
His last all-star game, the game winner.
That was whenever it was still Froby, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
dude, Froby was so tough.
The final argument that I have, and anybody listening, please comment your response, and y'all too. Give me another sport where your GOAT has a losing record in the championship. That's all I got to say.
Tennis.
Roger Federer.
Soccer.
I can't think of one because Wayne Gretzky didn't lose a lot. I don't think. Did he?
Wayne Gretzky's crazy.
Tiger Woods, probably the most dominant sports athlete I've ever seen. Him or Tom Brady. Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowl rings is just nuts for a freaking quarterback.
Can you imagine if Tom Brady was 4-6, 4-7?
Wouldn't be the GOAT.
Would he be the GOAT?
I'll say, yeah.
If Muhammad Ali was 40-70 in boxing?
I don't know if y'all understand this, but the Michael Jordan LeBron conversation is a lot like the Messi Ronaldo conversation. It's just
Messi has a World Cup. It's over.
I mean, sure, but looking at I don't know it that well because I don't know all the stats about soccer, all that. I just I play and all that, but like they're both exponentially great and arguably the best.
The only sport besides this that you can argue to like multiple people for a GOAT is probably baseball. Because there's so many. I say Barry Bonds, but I'm also biased.
Yeah, people could
Like in
literally
soccer,
go
you
through,
also
people
got
could go through
Pele
so
in
many
soccer.
players in baseball. Baseball's a little different because it's more of like an individual thing than it
it's
is
hard to-
anything else.
Like you got Barry Bonds, you got Babe Ruth.
Like you can literally go through every position in baseball and find somebody that you might think is the GOAT because it's an individual, like it's a team sport, but you're in your own position.
Baseball casual.
Like
Which
you're not
one?
gonna see like if a pitch like if like you can pull out the like
It's also
who's the greatest pitcher of all time?
it's also really hard to
Just name a player.
it's really hard to judge football like that too.
Hold on. Just name a player.
Roldis Chapman, or whatever his name was.
Yeah. So let's just any baseball player. Just name a baseball player.
Jackie
Barry
Robinson.
Bonds.
Okay. And position. Name his position.
He's an outfielder.
Okay. So he says he's the best outfielder of all time. Correct.
I'd just say he's the best because of his home runs. He has over. He
I'm
has a
saying
home
like
run
that's
record.
how it is in baseball. Like it's you got to look at it from hitting and their fielding. Like
I think it's hard to judge.
It's hard to judge a sport
It's hard to
like
judge
that.
If we're
football
talking
too
about
because it's every
two-way, if
position.
we're just talking about straight two-way players, Babe Ruth is the best two-way player of all time.
Dude, like that's what we were talking about. That's like what I was saying earlier. Like, yeah, you can argue that Jordan's greater or has more of an impact or whatever. But if you ask me, I don't care. Bron's a better basketball player.
that's
In
fine.
a 5-on-5 situation,
That's
I
also
want it. Bron's better
If
at
you want to
basketball.
say, I think like I said, I think LeBron's the best all-around player of all time. But like, no doubt about it.
That's that right. That is an answer. Like that's an argument that you can't justify. That I think or I feel, I see.
No, you see it happen. Like nobody at his frame at 6'8".
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I could say that too. I could say Shaq. I could guess.
Shaq isn't it passing or shooting or anything
Yeah, but I
as
think-
good as LeBron.
Again, I think nobody's talking Shaq. Nobody's stopping KD.
What are you
Nobody's
talking
stopping
about? You
Steph.
literally go watch it and see it happen. I just go watch it and see it happen.
Nobody's stopping LeBron.
I didn't say nobody's stopping LeBron. I say he's the best all-around player of
Yeah.
all time. I didn't say he's the most dominant player.
How do you
LeBron's,
besides eyewitness? How do you like?
LeBron's
justify
definitely a better passer than Jordan.
Yeah, I can see that. But I'm
Because of his assist numbers, his almost over 40,000 points all time, his rebound numbers,
Yeah, I
his
was about to say
steals
he's a
and
better
blocks.
rebounder.
What?
I was about to say he's a better rebounder than Jordan.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're not even talking about that anymore.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I hope so. He's 6'8". But literally, just look at all his records and stats. He's literally have proven that he's the best all-around player of all time.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's there, but I'm saying in terms of like greatness and being the best player and taking over the league.
I'm not talking about
Sort
that. I'm not saying LeBron's
Yeah,
the
I'm
GOAT.
going to yours. I'm
I'm not-
switching over to yours.
So
I
what
could
does
I
greatness
could
have to do with that?
It's a whole different. That's why I said it's a whole different argument.
What are you trying to say?
That it's a whole different argument.
I'm not saying LeBron's the GOAT. I'm saying
I
he's
never
a-
said that.
So why are you talking about greatness?
I'm jumping over. I said it's a whole different argument from the greatness argument to the best argument.
Okay, and I just told you how he's the best all-around.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing.
Agreeing that he is?
Could be.
Y'all are arguing
yeah.
the same thing with
I'm
each
just,
other.
he's just confusing me.
I'm agreeing with you because you said the stats are there. I can't lie. I can't lie
Well,
against
you
the
kept
stats.
saying I said I feel, and I was like, no, there's the stats. So that's why I was confused.
Yeah, you
Anyway.
said I think. You're like I think the best. LeBron is the best all around,
Because of his stats.
and you justified it. So I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I literally agreed with you. What are you on about?
You're like gaslight me, okay?
I'm not, I'm agreeing with you. Like, if somebody says this statement, LeBron is the best all around, I'm like, all right, how? You can't just like, oh, it's because it's what I see.
I got you.
You
I get what you're saying
justified
now.
it. You said the steals, like, LeBron's stats are like not even arguably, like the most leveled
Yeah.
of anybody. Like you said, Shaq in the paint. Look at his assists.
Yeah, shooting, everything.
Jordan's scoring. He can steal. He's insane on defense, but he's not grabbing boards.
I just want to point out we have this argument at least once every month.
Yeah, it's fine, though. It's good for content.
Hello,
What time are we looking at?
Nah,
This is about the sixth time you've heard this argument, but we had a special guest this time.
Final discussion. If anybody can name a GOAT with a losing record, I'll gladly shut up and say LeBron's the greatest basketball player of all time.
They're probably gonna pull something out of their ass.
Bro, they're probably like, it's
Like-
some random shit, bro.
Honestly, but back to the Tom Brady thing that you said. If Tom Brady was 4-6, Joe Montana or Jerry Rice would be the good at football.
Joe Montana would be the GOAT for
Yeah.
sure. Because
Or-
that's who I said was the GOAT before Tom Brady.
Or Jerry Rice.
Tom Brady may be the best football player of all time, but he's a shit athlete.
He is that's the crazy thing about quarterbacks. They don't have to be
They don't
super
have to be
athletic.
like crazy.
Look at Pat Mahomes.
Bro, look at
That's all-
Peyton Manning, bro. Peyton Manning was slow as hell.
That's what I was saying. It's hard to
The only quarterbacks that
justify
are like crazy
football.
good athletes is like Lamar,
no disrespect
Josh
to
Allen.
football, no disrespect to baseball, but like
What do you mean?
they're kind of easy.
To be a good fielder, you have to be
Baseball,
athletic.
Like to be,
crazy.
you got to be like
Like
basketball
catchers?
and soccer. Got to be good at everything. Got to be able to do everything.
I will forever say this.
And football, you
I
need
will
to be able
forever
to
say
do
this.
one thing.
Basketball is the hardest sport to go play in college for, because if you look at baseball, you look at football. Maybe I'm not. Huh? Well, you look. That's how I say it. Look at baseball. They have backups on backups on backups for their positions. Football has like over 100 people on their roster, backups on backups on backups, multiple practice squads. I don't know much about soccer. I'm pretty sure they have backups for each position as well.
They're about the same as baseball.
Yeah,
As,
I think they're pretty even. And then like I really don't. I'm talking about sports that we have at our. I'm not really thinking about like fucking anything like that. But like sports that we have in Oklahoma, I guess we could say in Oklahoma. I think college basketball is the hardest because at the end of the day, they're cutting everybody until they have their 12-man roster. So it's even percentage wise. Like your percentage to go to the NBA if you're under 7 feet tall, you know what it is?
20%.
It's 0.17% if you're below 7 foot. You know what it is if you're 7 foot and above? 15%. It's still not even over 20% if you're.
I think it's.
I just want to point out how many draft picks there are in football and baseball. There's
a lot more
there's
positions,
over
though.
200 in both.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that it's easier.
But
Because
look at all the
many
hoopers in college. Are like, man, they were so good.
You don't even know where we're at right now.
Like some of them are overseas. Some of them are just their hometown hoopers. They go work and go hoop.
That's like football. There's so many guys that get like that can be like, okay, I'm gonna come in as a quarterback or a tight end, or even there's so many wide receivers that get flipped to corners, or corners that get flipped to wide receivers. Like that shit happens all the time. In the NBA, you're not gonna be a center that gets flipped to a point guard, or a point guard that gets flipped to a power forward. Like that's not how it works. Maybe now because it's positionless as hell, but it's so much harder to make it in the basketball world than any other sport that I know of. If anybody has a different argument, go ahead. Like probably like fucking wrestling. I'm sure that's hard. I'm saying like team sport. I'm saying to go to college and wrestle. I feel like that's gotta be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Cause I went to OSU wrestling match. That shit looks hard as hell. Them motherfuckers are going ham on that mat.
So athletic.
Get to be crazy athletic. Get to have some crazy breathing training. Like
I never thought about that.
guys, it's not as difficult as you look. You gotta know what to do.
you're telling me you could
It's
go
every
to
sport, though.
you telling me you could go just drop into college wrestling right now?
I don't know about collegiate. I've never played them before.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, also like, college wrestling isn't hard. Like it's like there's just the hardest part about college wrestling. There's not a lot of teams. Like OU still doesn't even have a women's wrestling team.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't watch OSU go against I believe it was Penn State, and they had that's the top programs in the country is OSU, Penn State, and
you have in college
and BYU. And
decent
they
amount.
have crazy fucking wrestling programs. OSU has this one guy, bro. I forgot his name.
I know what you're talking about.
I never seen nobody have more aura than this guy in my life, bro. They had an intro for him, turned all the lights off. He's ranked number 2 in the nation. Had turned all the lights off, made everything orange and black, and had the spotlight. He gave a speech like it was like fucking Optimus Prime before this thing started. He gave a speech out, and everybody's just like,
comes out in a nasty ass burnt orange color.
like, bro. No, they had the black uniforms on. They're
Shout out
tough.
to Oklahoma State
I don't like
wrestling.
OSU's colors, but their black uniforms are tough.
Not going pro in. What do you think is the hardest sport?
Like hardest sport in general.
I think it's basketball.
Like to be great at.
You're talking about just to play or be good?
Okay, is this just like
be
picking
great
up
at
and playing on a
That's what I'm
random?
saying. Is this to play or is this to?
Hold on, is this to pick up and play on a random day, or is this like I've been playing since I was a kid?
That's what I'm saying. Is this to play and have fun, or just to be good and actually compete?
Because if you want to be technical, the hardest thing to just pick up and do it's baseball. You can't argue.
I was gonna say baseball.
You can't
baseball.
argue it.
Yeah.
Like because if you're like, man, I'm gonna play
You have
baseball,
to
and you go
stand.
out and
You have
face
to stand within a foot of the plate. with the ball being thrown over 90 miles an
Low-key,
hour at you
low-key,
from
I
45
think it's
feet
baseball or
away,
hockey.
Professional tennis, bro.
or hockey.
Professional tennis, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty crazy.
They be getting after it.
Because that ball is coming off hard as hell.
I
That
also-
ball's coming off at probably like I've seen
I
tennis
also
people hit the
don't know.
ball 85 plus miles an hour.
You also got
Honestly,
like
bro, ping
15
pong.
feet to guard, and that's all. And you got
Bro,
a
but
3
think
foot
about
extension.
how fast that ball is coming across,
You
and
got
you
a 3 foot extension
no,
in your hand.
bro. If you watch
Bro.
that shit, they are sprinting their asses off to get across the other side.
Professional ping pong.
Bro, you watch them fucking
left ping
Japan
pong.
and USA when they go at it, bro.
Oh, they be cooking.
They hit that bitch fast as
boxing?
hell. I feel like boxing's up there because fighting. I mean, not even just the fighting aspect of it, the defense part of it, and being able to take those
I
hits.
think the fact that boxing is such like a,
Just think about. Well,
I think it's a very simple concept to the point where anyone can pick it up, but to like be good at it, like the fact that it's so simple, it's harder.
It's not
to
just
be,
about being strong.
Yeah,
It's about
it's harder to be
technique.
good at it because it's so simple to do.
and think about like,
Is there golf in there?
huh?
Is there golf in there?
Golf is hard.
Golf is hard as fuck because like I like going golfing. I like going golfing, but I suck.
I would say golf. I feel like it's the same thing like as a baseball. Like, you're gonna do it, you better start younger.
Because think about it, because there's so
Look,
many
it's
things
not-
you can tweak in technique
Very
and,
fun.
and
It's
golf.
very fundamentally sacred. Like, you gotta
Now,
do this,
te-
you gotta do that.
That's individual sport. Team
Mhm.
sports,
It's hard to say football because it's every position. There's no way to be good at football.
yeah,
You can
you're
understand
good. You're
football,
a good
but like
quarterback.
if you're a good guard or a good
Yeah.
tackle or a good receiver, that doesn't mean anything if you don't have a team.
Not
In
gonna lie,
basketball,
if we're
you can-
talking team sport, I would say
Uh-huh.
having Tom Brady yell at you, dude. Have you seen some clips of him yelling at Gronk?
Yeah, I'm saying, what's that do? What we're talking about?
I got hockey.
Because you're like hard team sports to play. If you play,
No,
football,
no. I was going off what he's saying. Like,
Oh,
you're
okay.
not good at football. You're good at a position. Like, Tom Brady can't play cornerback. We seen Tom Brady try to be wide receiver, bro. Fucking drop 2 passes. Like, it doesn't
a
work like
5-second
that.
40.
Oh yeah.
Disgusting. But no, I think like one of the hardest. I think people underrate how hard basketball is. I'm not gonna lie. People say it's not a physical sport. Bullshit. You know how many broken bones and shit I have, and broken teeth and shit, and broken noses I've gotten in basketball? Millions.
How many jammed fingers?
I'm saying, bro, basketball's a physical aspect.
Rolled ankles.
Oh, dude.
Like self injuries aside, like rolled ankles and stuff, you get hit a lot, especially if you're playing the way I play.
Dude, taking a shoulder to the chest.
Like, basketball's one of the, and think about just like shooting wise in general. You can't just pick up and be a good shooter. Like,
No,
it doesn't work like that.
you have to learn how to go up, how
Like,
to have your guide
You
hand, which
literally-
finger to roll
exactly,
the ball
I was about
off
to
of.
say, you have to literally teach yourself and train yourself to let the ball go off the same finger
It's
every
so
single
annoying.
time, or your
It's
shot is completely messed up. You know how long it took me?
Cases.
Because look at my fingers. My fingers are like, they're long. So most people, this finger isn't longer than this finger. So with mine, yeah, I don't know. I talked to a lot of people that play basketball that their pointer finger is usually longer than this finger. Like Caden Thompson, his pointer finger is longer than his ring finger. So
I think he might be the rarity because we all have
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how
we
mine
all have a
is.
longer ring finger.
Maybe, I don't know. So, but so the ball rolls off. If it catches this finger and goes this way, shot's going to the right.
2 minutes.
If it goes this way, shot's gonna go to the left.
The slightest bit.
Your thumb is your worst enemy
Same
when
thing
you're
with
shooting.
golf.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. Same with golf.
Any little 1 degrees of fucking tweak, ball's going.
Because I'm the worst at hooking my thumb when I shoot. Because you go into this release, your thumb naturally comes up in that way. You have to train your thumb to stay down like this. That way, when you're coming up, this is just rolling off perfectly. It's such a hard thing to critique.
I will say basketball's one of the most satisfying because whenever you catch a ball in corner 3, shoot it, have your pinky out and that goes right.
Pinky out. What the
Like,
hell? You
catch
shooting
the ball,
fancy?
Go like that. Have you never done that?
I don't leave my pinky out. I follow through like a normal person.
No, like whenever you shoot it and you're like, oh, that feels so just beautiful, and your
My
pinky
hand
just it automatically goes.
My pinky don't go. I'm a
Yeah,
little
bro.
like
I think you got. Don't wonder your jumper weird, bro.
Bro,
You
no.
following through with no pinky.
Put it in the comments if you've ever shot a ball and it's like that.
Nobody's leaving their
Dude, time out.
pinky
Sorry.
out, bro.
You gotta do it. I keep watching. Do it again.
Bro, all right.
Do it.
Hold the mic.
Yeah.
Hold the mic.
I got you.
Dude, watch his finger.
We got a minute.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
I try to reset it.
No, not yet.
We had 30 seconds.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Show us your pinky follow through. Just shoot it towards Nick. Don't sign ban. Why are all your fingers like that?
Did you even get it?
Are you in the camera? You gotta scoot in.
Show the
You gotta scoot in. No, you're too far out if you're that way.
No, get up. Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
What?
No, did he?
No, when he falls through, it'll be done.
On the camera.
Bro, no. Why are your fingers? Why are your fingers like this?
The mic's not even picking him up either.
It's fine. Why are your fingers like this?
But whenever we go play pickup today, I'll do it.
Why are they like this? Why are you doing this?
Bro,
Shazam.
so many people do it. I've seen so many hoopers do that. They shoot there.
Not really.
Oh, yeah, that feels good.
Who does this?
Okay, take out my hitchhiker's thumb, all right?
And your pinky.
No, the pinky.
I'm
talking about the pinky.
When you follow through, it's hand in the cookie jar. If you're putting your hand in the cookie jar like this, you're not getting a cookie, bro.
I could kind of see that. I don't think I think of it.
It's
Yeah, no, you don't
think
think of it.
about
It
it.
just happens.
Hand,
You
no.
shoot it and
when
it's
you're
good,
taught
you're like
when
that.
you're taught to follow through, it's hand in the cookie jar, straight down.
Like, I understand, like, every now and then I'll shoot a shot and I'll be like, hey.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm not-
my hand, but it's never
The
just my
pinky's,
pinky
I don't think the
and my
pinky's
thumb or
shooting up,
something.
but it's higher than the rest, like this.
No, bro. When I follow
Yeah,
through,
it's-
my
wait,
fingers
you don't
are
like
down.
you don't like
I think
pinky to the
here's I think
sky.
Wyatt's hand just might be a little deformed.
I think bro
regardless.
has some issues.
Maybe his pinky just sticks up.
because when I shoot, my hand goes straight
Brandon,
down.
y'all
Bro,
left-handed?
you never like
When
here,
Connor
all
shoots,
through, you never think about it.
The ball
It just
goes
goes
in.
like
planks off the
this.
rim. Yeah,
It
he
just
knows
goes
where
like
it's
that.
going.
Yeah, I can
Like
see
that.
that.
It's slightly high.
Not stick up like
it's like
that.
right
British.
there.
No, bro. When I follow, because the way you're taught to follow through is for your hand to go loose.
When Connor shoots, he
Yes,
starts
Loose, like your
building a
pinky's higher
house.
than the rest.
But he's doing this when he's doing.
I'm
He's
not saying it happens every time.
He said
It's like
pinky up.
It's
One
like-
in the pinks, two in the stink.
ridiculous.
End it there.
that's getting cut anyway.
Don't cut that.
Bro, like you don't think it just happens, and it doesn't happen like every time you shoot the ball. Like it's
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Are you any of y'all left-handed?
No, I wish I was left-handed.
Hayden, who he mentioned, is left-handed.
But yeah, I really enjoyed having you on, Brandon. It's been fun. It's definitely was a controversial arguing and shit.
Thank you.
We like that. We like that on here. You got Nick all riled up.
Yup.
Yup.
Got Nick all riled up. Let's just enjoy the rest of the weekend and just rock out, have a good time. I just want to say I appreciate all y'all coming up here on this trip, making this happen for us. It's been great. Mike is asleep over there in the chair, but shout out him for being our cameraman, I guess.
He was gonna be our cameraman.
Shout out him for coming along.
All right, before we end, all right, hold this. Y'all ever shoot a shot?
Say it in the mic. Say it in the mic.
All right, you ever shoot a shot? You catch it, you shoot, and you're like, oh, that's good, and like you like take your follow through away, and you're like do something with your wrist.
I think you got some issues. That,
Something with
just
your-
wait till we play pickup.
what do you mean do something with your wrist? What do you
Like,
Listen, I do what you do. Sometimes I'll shoot the ball and I'll drop my arm as soon as I shoot.
Yeah.
I know it's in. Or I'll pull my arm back. Something like.
Why is he so zesty with
sure.
it? For sure. After all that,
he really did.
that's what you look like, bro.
He really did.
Nah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Just not a shooter.
See you guys next week.
Yep. This episode will probably be up Tuesday, most likely. So y'all catch it then. But thanks, Brandon. Thanks for hopping on here, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yep.
I'm not shaking your arms. Fucking.
But hey, for the foul line, sit down. For the foul line, I'm Connor. That's Wyatt. That's Nick. It's Brandon.
Brandon Ryan in the flesh.
We'll catch y'all later.